The following is a presentation of Grayson Publishing.
Football, while it is a reckoning to individuals, is a bounty for a platoon. The game brings communities together because of one name that shines bright on the front of the jersey. The spirit of team colors, mascots, cheerleaders, and all that comes with the strange fascination that we have with the warrior-spirited game pumps life into a community. Some towns even hang their hat on their football team. Love it or hate it, America is obsessed with football.
Grisham to the 30, to the 25, barrels over a defender. This is going to be Wall running right side, trying to keep it himself, looking for a block for Matthews. He's got the 10, he's got the 5. It is touchdown time in Texas. 25, 20, 15, kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas for Tyler Grisham.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Kiri's Coffee Company.
3-yard touchdown for Tyler Grisham, and the Bulldogs regain the lead.
Howe Bulldog football is also brought to you in part by Douglas Propane, Buck Snort Barbecue, Abby's Restaurant, Attorney Micah Belden, and the Howe Athletic Booster Club.
Howe, your Bulldogs are by-district champions again, back-to-back years.
Now let's go live to the stadium with Monty Walker and Michael Mosier.
On the back of my hotel. Oh yeah.
Well, it is homecoming 2016 here at Bulldog Stadium. It will be Howe and Muenster tonight in game number 734 in season number 73 for the Howe Bulldogs. Howe has an overall record 373 wins, 336 losses, and 24 ties coming into this game. It's the first ever matchup between Howe and Muenster. Now, the Bulldogs for the past couple of years have played Muenster Sacred Heart. Totally different thing. This is Muenster big school, not private school, and the Bulldogs were successful twice winning and going 2-0 versus Sacred Heart the past 2 years. But this is a different story. This is the Muenster Hornets, whose head coach Brady Carney was fourth in the 2015 Lone Star Gridiron 2A Coach of the Year poll, and the Hornets are 70-11 with Coach Carney at the helm here in Muenster, and they were 13-2 a year ago. They aren't senior heavy, but they are talent heavy. This is a football team that comes into Bulldog Stadium tonight preparing for battle, to say the least. And the Bulldogs are going to have their hands full tonight with this very talented Muenster Hornet team, Michael.
Yes, they are. And, the Howe of old, they show up, and it'll be a good ball game.
Well, we're going to take a quick timeout because we have lots of festivities coming up. Homecoming Queen and King, Senior Spotlight, Coaches Show, all that good stuff. We'll take you to the Senior Spotlight, I believe. We'll do that first. And we'll talk to Tyler Grisham here in just a moment on HoweEnterprise.com.
And welcome to the
Welcome to the Senior Spotlight. I'm going to pause, and we'll do that in a moment because we're about to have the Homecoming Queen activities. And let's let you listen to that.
She is a member of the varsity basketball and softball teams. She is involved in the FFA and a member of the award-winning wool judging team. Hunter plans to attend Texas Tech University as she studies business and animal science. Anna Counts. Anna is the daughter of Amber and Michael Allen and Chris and Annette Counts. She is a member of the varsity volleyball and golf teams.
This is Anna
She
Counts.
is also a representative for Student Council. Anna plans to attend Texas A&M Commerce and major in psychology. Kaylee Dwyer. Kaylee is the daughter of Angela and Ricky Dwyer. She is a member of the National Honor Society, lieutenant on the varsity cheer team, drum major, and band president. Although Kaylee has not yet decided on a college, She plans to obtain a degree to teach high school English. Cameron Fulencheck. Cameron is the daughter of Amanda and Jeremy Bunch and James and Trisha Fulencheck. She is on the varsity volleyball, basketball, softball, and track teams. She is involved in the FFA and a member of the award-winning wool judging team. Cameron plans to attend Sam Houston University. Landry Roten. Landry is the daughter of Christy and Wes Roten. She is on the varsity basketball, track, and cross-country teams. She also serves as a water girl for the football team. Landry is a member of Student Council, National Honor Society, and POWs. She attends Western Heights Church of Christ and is a member of Leadership Training for Christ and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Landry plans to attend Harding University and major in nursing. Although our team will be crowned tomorrow at our homecoming dance, we'd like to recognize our nominees at this time. Chris Slazak, Landry Elvington, Tanner Hartsfield, Tim Helpenstell, and Gage Underwood. Let's have a round of applause for all of our candidates. Our 2015 queen, Riley Harvey, was unable to attend due to college obligations. In her place, Jessica Doty, member of our 2015 homecoming court, is here to crown this year's queen. Thank you, Jessica. And now, in no particular order, members of the homecoming court are Cameron Fulencheck.
Cameron Fulencheck, a member of the homecoming queen court.
Landry Roten. Hunter Brockelman. And Anna Counts. Our 2016 homecoming queen is Kaylee Dwyer.
Well, how about that? The head cheerleader is now the homecoming queen. This is a girl who was terrified to speak in public a few years ago. Would just crawl in a hole. Would rather, not talk to anyone. Never wanted to be front and center. Here she is standing on the 50-yard line as the homecoming queen. How about that? What a story. Now, I'll tell you what, we'll take to our senior spotlight and we'll listen to Tyler Grisham. And we'll do that right now on HoweEnterprise.com.
Welcome to the Senior Spotlight, where each week we will talk to a Howe Bulldog or two. Now let's talk to one of those members of the class of 2017. This week we're featuring Tyler Grisham, the Bulldogs running back and also linebacker. Let's talk a little bit about what you're involved with outside of football.
I'm involved in PALS. That's a program where I get to go to the elementary and middle school with the kids that get the opportunity to hang out with me, and then I get the opportunity to hang out with them during a period or so and get to help them with their homework and then play games and stuff with them, get to know them better.
Any good stories come out of that? Any special kid that you relate to?
Yeah, there's this kid named Cash. He was really just the cutest kid you'll ever see. And this year he made a shirt for me that said "Falls out, balls out," and the O was a bulldog and it said Grisham on the back with 25 that he wears. And it really means a lot to have those kids look up to me. So you grew up basically playing football with fellow teammate Jaden Matthews. Y'all played on like the very first team ever, right? Yes, sir. When we were I think 5 and 6, we played on the Falcons together over for the boys club in Denison, and every year after that we were on the team together. And then 7th grade, I moved over to Howe, and he moved to Boyd, and we played each other, and then Howe, actually. And then he moved over here in 8th grade, and then ever since then, it's us two in the backfield together. So
do y'all hang out together even today? Are y'all seeing together?
Oh, yeah. He stays the night at my house most of the nights during the week, actually, and we just go to school together and stuff and do our homework and all that stuff. He's my best friend for sure, so.
So before the season, you were out doing some mowing, and we have one of the Howe Enterprise advertisers. He says no mow problems. He's in the mowing business, and it sounds like you might have had mow problems this summer. Talk about that.
Yeah, me and Andrew Griffin, we didn't really feel like going out and getting a job, so we decided to work for his dad. And then we were actually at Andrew's house mowing, and I was on one riding mower and he was on the other, and he hit a piece of rebar, and I flew 75 feet and went through my legs. So I had to have 2 surgeries over the summer for that. So.
How quickly did you get over that? Did you think you were going to be able to make it back for the season at some point?
Actually, no, I didn't, because in the car, his uncle told me that I'd never be able to walk again. So it kind of scared me a little bit. And then when I got to the hospital, I told him, I said, the main thing I want to be on that field in August. And I was like, I will be on that field in August. And then after the first surgery, I was like, all right, this is going good. And then it got infected, and I had to have another surgery. So then it kind of brought me down a little bit. But once I started walking, as soon as I got home, I started walking. And I knew, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be back on that field no matter what. So.
And you had lots of visitors at the hospital, some even from your coaching staff, isn't that right?
Oh, yes, sir. My mom was out of town working in Celeste, and my dad was in Roy City out of town working. And as soon as I got to the hospital, Coach West was right behind me. And it's pretty special knowing that the coaches are right there with you no matter what it is, outside of school and inside of school.
Some other things that you do, other than the PALS program and stuff like that, you've co-starred, I guess, in a promotional video for what is now the 5th and 6th grade with Jesse Portman. Last year, that Coca-Cola commercial. How much fun was that?
Oh, that was great. I mean, I remember the next day at school, I had everyone coming up to me, man, I saw your video. I mean, it was actually pretty funny. It was like every teacher asked me about it, and we watched it in like every class that I was in, and everyone just laughed. It was a great time.
So we got one coming up so far. We're gonna have another one this year?
Oh yeah, next week hopefully we'll get it going. We're gonna try to get Jesse and me in there again and try to get some more people involved with it. So it'll be good.
All right, let's talk a little bit about football now. Gunner, it was an ugly start. Basically handed them 21 points to begin the season. But is it refreshing or rewarding? I don't want to say refreshing is not the word, but rewarding maybe to see how good that they really are since they knocked off Pottsboro?
Well, honestly, I think that we could have played. If we would have played a lot better, it would have been a way better game. I mean, they went into the game looking for revenge, and we kind of went into the game with like big heads. Like, we thought that we had the game for sure. And then after that game that weekend, a few of the boys and I, we got together and we talked, and we're like, man, that was embarrassing, So that next week of practice was so intense. Like, it was so fast and so crispy. Everything was good, and that's why I think we did a lot better against Bowie, and even this last week was really good. So like the practices being better and all, I think we'll be a lot better as a team. But it does make me feel good that Gunner beat Pottsboro, because Gunner is a really good team. As much as I hate to admit it, they are a good team, and they're fast and big. So it's good to know they beat Pottsboro, because that gives me better hope about how we'll do against Pottsboro in district.
So talk about Muenster, your opponent tonight. They appear to be pretty good offensively, and they're not just overloaded with seniors, but they're just talented kids over there. Talk about them.
Yeah, last year they went to state, is what I heard, and they lost in state. But everyone's looking at us and telling us that we got it in the bag, that they're going to be like Sacred Heart. But really, they're a lot more aggressive and more talented than Sacred Heart. After watching the film, they're very talented players, and they have a lot of skill. But if we just play the sound game that we know how to play and do what we're taught to do, then we'll easily. That's all you got to do is just do what you're taught.
Injuries in the secondary, you think that will play a factor at all?
No, I don't. It does hurt that we have two starting safeties that are going to be out. We're hoping that Seth will get released tomorrow, but if not, we still have great backups. We have Mason Riggs and Ty Harvey back there, which know what they're doing, and they're not scared to hit you. So it's good to know that our backups are there even whenever our starters are out. So,
any hints on what the video might be?
I'll just let y'all see that one. I'm not going to spoil it for y'all. It'll be good. I'll just go ahead and put that out there.
All right, that's been Senior Tyler Grisham. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldogs football in just a moment. And now it's time for the Douglas Propane Howe Bulldogs Head Coaches Show with Zach Hudson. Coach, big win versus Bowie last Friday night. It seemed to be a lot of flags, however. Is that something the officials want to do to kind of get a grip on the early season mistakes to get those out of the way by the time of district?
Well, I think, most of the flags that people see in the stands don't realize that we're offsides penalties, whether we jumped offsides on defense. There's a lot of defensive offsides. So, that's the majority of the flags you saw. And sometimes, there was a couple personal fouls involved in that, and there's some people you play that it gets a little chippy out there, and it's hard for them to pick out, exactly what to call and when to call it and everything. And so it's just one of those times that all the mistakes, the all sides penalties kind of snowball effect and some other things that people don't realize that 80% of the penalties were just defensive offsides. So.
The big win, you got the monkey off your back, and kind of, I guess, the Pottsboro loss to Gunner, does that make you feel any better at all, knowing that Gunner is for real?
Oh, we knew Gunner was for real. I mean, there was no doubt. They got it seems like the perfect storm happening over there right now. They got the right kids for everything they do, and nothing's going to make you feel better about a loss, I can promise you that. But it just proves how good this area is in football and how competitive it is. And so you got to show up and play every week, or things are going to happen.
Speaking of good football, Friday night you rushed for 350 yards, and when you do that, you're just about unbeatable. Talk about that.
We are. Anytime we're on the field for that long, and especially our offense, usually not a big hitting offense, so 350 yards usually comes with about 3/4 of the game with us being on offense, and that just means they have less opportunities to score. And so anytime we can stay on the field for that long on offense and rush for that many yards, and it's going to be a good night.
We'll take a quick timeout and hear from Douglas Propane.
Here in North Texas, we get ice storms, but we don't let that slow us down. We still take care of our priority customers. If we have customers that we can't reach with the large truck, we'll actually send them smaller trucks and transfer some propane out of cylinders to get them through until the ice thaws and we can get the larger vehicles in there to make a delivery.
All right, Coach, homecoming week, that's always a little bit of a cloud hanging over a head coach sometimes. Talk about that. Has there been any distractions this week?
Our school does a pretty good job. We don't make a massive issue out of it after school. And so with our practice being after school, it's not a big distraction. Most things they do are during school while they're in class, so I can't say it's a big distraction.
Muenster, they're pretty good. Talk about them, and I know they had a big run last year. Not a lot of seniors. They're pretty young, but they seem to get the job done.
Well, they're real good, and they have a senior quarterback that's really, really good. And they just got off a big win against Pilot Point, and they're kind of like Gunner. They have the perfect storm going on right now. The perfect guys for what they do, and they're very well coached. And saying that, we're going to show up and play.
Offense, we're going to see a spread from them?
Yes.
Defensively, what are you going to have to do to attack them?
We're going to have to stop the quarterback. They do a lot of run-pass options, and we got to play our assignments all night. We can't get out of assignment football, and I think if we'll do that, we should have a good night. What
are you going to stress, or what have you stressed to the kids this week for the game?
Assignment football. Whether it be on the offensive line, whether it be the defense. We got to do what we do, but we got to be better at it than them. And so, as long as we'll keep that in mind and keep doing that, I think we'll be okay.
You've been listening to the Douglas Propane Howe Bulldogs Coaches Show with Zach Hudson.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Welcome back to Bulldogs Stadium. I believe we're getting ready for the Howe School song. We'll pause for that. And now we are going to await the Bulldogs coming on the field. Now, they are coming on the field, but they're going to do some stretching first. So I would imagine the prayer and national anthem will be coming up fairly quickly. But let's talk about where we are as a Howe Bulldog football program and where this program has come in recent years. Howe right now in the decade of the 2010s are 34-34. And the Dogs haven't been over 500 since being 13-12 on September 24th, 2012. What's the best decade for Howe, you ask? Well, I guess it kind of depends on, if you're talking about old, way back in the day, because way back in the day, Howe was really good. Back in the 30s, Howe was 37-10 in that decade, and then 55-18 in the 1940s. Not too good in the 60s. Not great in the 70s. Now in the 1980s, Howe was 37-2. That was in the Buck Smith, Jim Fryer era with a 65% winning percentage, scoring over 20 points per game, giving up only 13 in that decade. Pretty good. 1990s, over 500 by 6 games. In the 2000s, just a horrific decade. Only 32 wins and 71 losses.
Our officials for tonight's ballgame
in the 2000s.
Referee Blake Womack, back judge.
And 2010s, that this decade got underway with a fast start. 2010, you had a 9-2 team that year with the great quarterback and spread option or spread offense that they had. Corey Crane was the head coach.
Yeah.
Just a magnificent offense that year, and defense as well. They were absolutely amazing. Corey Crane left after that year, surprisingly, just up and left the Bulldogs, but still had a little bit of talent, but weren't able to really capture that magic from 2010. So 2011 and 2012 were not so very good years. 2013, Hudson comes in, and not such a great year win-wise, but it did kind of start the momentum of what you see now. Of course, 2014 had the deep playoff run last year, the big 10-2 season. So things can change quickly, and the Bulldogs looking for the 35th win in this decade. Already scored more points than last decade.
That's good.
With only 5.5 years here, scored more points. But really, would like to get on top of that 500 column and stay there for a while for the decade. And, I have a feeling, this isn't the easiest schedule that Howe has faced. This is one tough schedule.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough schedule. We move back up, and also we're facing some good teams.
There are no cupcakes.
Exactly.
And Division I. Let's go over the officials tonight. They're out of the Commerce chapter again. We've got the referee, Blake Womack, who's the son of the line judge, Dwayne Womack. We have the back judge, Michael Welch, the umpire, Mike Dunlap, and the head linesman, Jim Akers.
Senator was in here poking me on the
Well,
shoulder.
I will say this. It's homecoming. I would say about 5 years ago, it was red mums everywhere. Just, it's an identity crisis for this city. It's a complete identity crisis. Who are we? Here come the Howe Bulldogs. Brandon Wall and J.P. Queen carry out the flags in front as they come through the tunnel. But, in all seriousness, about 5 years ago, it was a complete identity crisis. Who are we? Are we the true black and white Howe Bulldogs? Are we black and red?
Right.
Or what is it? Are we what? But over the years, the past 4 years or so, it's gradually gone back to the traditional black and white, black and silver, black and gray, just the not red. But tonight we have red bows in the cheerleaders' helmets. Heads, helmets. I got
heads.
It's a football.
That's right. It's a football game.
Well, the captains are on for the coin toss. We'll have Clay Marshall, Tyler Grisham, Matt Griffin, and an injured Winston Moss will limp out there with his knee brace on. For Muenster, Blaine Jones, the quarterback.
The Muenster Hornets.
And we'll also see Bryce Herr.
And number 22, Brendan Binder.
Brendan Binder, the receiver. And it appears, looks like Howe may have won the toss and deferred. I'll have to check and make sure. I didn't see him tap the shoulder, but
I didn't see him tap the shoulder. That was quick.
Yeah, so it looks like Howe has won the toss and deferred. So Howe will put their back to the south end zone. Muenster will receive the football first to start this game. They'll be moving left to right here at Bulldog Stadium from the home vantage point. That's moving north to south. The Bulldogs in all black helmets, black uniforms, black pants, and black socks with the white outside sleeve. It's a very sharp look as we get ready for the national anthem. First responders are carrying the flag. And I think we'll have prayer for a moment, and then we'll have the national anthem.
Special recognition for our first responders in honor and in memory of 9/11, followed by the national anthem.
If you'll please remove your hats. Lord, thank you for getting us all here tonight. I pray that we have a good, clean, fair game. Nobody gets hurt. I hope that whoever wins or loses, there's no heart loss. Lord, I pray that you help us all on our way home and through the rest of our weekend. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
And now we'll have a special ceremony with the first responders.
As the anniversary of 9/11 approaches, we strive to remember the selfless service and personal sacrifices that so many Americans make each day. We now ask that you join us in a moment of silence to remember these brave men and women. In the north end zone near the flagpole are some of Howe's police officers, firefighters, and EMTs. If you are also a first responder, please take this opportunity to stand with them and be recognized. At this time, students of Howe High School would like to express their gratitude for your unparalleled heroism.
Actions speak louder than words. What we do defines who we are. Our first responders have dedicated their lives to their actions. Their actions improve my life, your life, and the lives of our friends and families. They calm our fears and give comfort in knowing that someone will be there to help us in our times of need. Their actions may speak louder than words.
To our firefighters, our police officers, our EMTs, and all of our first responders, we thank you, not only for the job you do, but for being prepared day or night to save someone's life. I respect all of the hard work and dedication you put forward to help others that are in need.
Thank you for exemplifying America's definition of a hero. Not only do you help keep America in peace and safety, but you take pride in the lives of others. Bravery doesn't take but a selfless, faithful, and strong heart. Thank you for having each of those. As Joshua 1:9 states, be strong and brave. Don't be afraid, because the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.
From the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave, and the star-spangled banner in triumph doth wave, we thank the selfless heroes for making this the land of the free and the home of the brave. We stand hand in hand, united as a country, always remembering the tragic day of 9/11. We stand hand in hand, united as a country, grateful for our first responders. We thank you for your selfless service. We thank you for always keeping us safe, and we thank you for everything you do.
To the firefighters who save a cat out of a tree, to the police that watch our school zones each morning, and to all the EMTs that check a player when they are down. Day or night, calm or storm, you are there for us before yourselves. Words are not enough to thank you for your services.
I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all the first responders that work so tirelessly to protect our area. The dedication and bravery that you have is extraordinary. Thank you for making each and every one of us a priority.
Thank you for the time you have taken away from your families to protect us. Your willingness to protect us shows your love and care for others. The fact that you wake up not knowing what today will hold and it could be your last is a blessing to all of us.
Thank you. Every day you get up and get ready for the unexpected, not knowing what the next day brings. No matter how small or how big your duty is, you will always be there. The work you do doesn't only bring you and your coworkers together, it brings us together, it brings America together. Once again, we thank you.
And now the playing of the national anthem.
A very emotional pregame celebration and tribute to the first responders and a tribute to a remembrance of 9/11 and a beautiful rendition by the Pride of Howe, the marching band of our national anthem.
That's why I love this small town.
Yeah, isn't that good? The Muenster Hornets will start out on offense. Go ahead and give their starting offense there, if you would.
Starting
Michael.
offense, Cody Waltershed, Brandon Sicking, Dean Waltershed, Carson Cheney, Logan Pagel, Carson Trubenbach, Clay Stevens, Blaine Jones, Bryce Herr, Brennan Miner, and Parker McGrew.
On defense for Howe, up front will be the sophomore Cameron Blesseye, the nose guard Austin Lee, and the end Mike Helpenstell. The linebackers J.P. Queen, Andrew Griffin, Tanner Hartsfield, and Tyler Grisham. The cornerbacks Brennan Ross and Cooper Akins. The safeties out tonight, the starting safeties. Tonight you'll see Ty Harvey and you'll see Mason Riggs back there tonight against this pass-heavy team. There's the kickoff by Honecker. It's a great kick. Lands 9 yards deep. Wow!
What a kick! What a kick!
Yeah, maybe that's an omen to start this game tonight.
Yeah, that he was kicking like that during pregame and warm-ups, and that's pretty awesome right there.
So Muenster will start at their own 25-yard line. with exactly 12 minutes left in the first because we are just underway. And this is going to be Jones looking to throw, rolling out right side, throws it down the field, caught and dropped. A nice pop by the defensive back there, and that is Ty Harvey. Riggs was there as well, though.
Yeah, Riggs picked it up. It was an incomplete pass. So that's, they're going to step up a little bit. This will be the first week we've really seen passing. And, Muenster got them spread out here.
And here's Jones looking to pass left side, and that one's caught and brought down by Cooper Akins after about an 8-yard gain on second down. Will bring up 3rd and short for the Muenster Hornets. Now, they are a scoring machine. They have scored 86 points so far in 2016. A handoff right here up the middle. Going to be close to the first down, may have it.
Andrew Griffin and Tanner Hartsfield made initial contact.
Very close. It's going to be a handoff to Parker McGrew. And it will be a first down. Move the sticks, 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line, shy of midfield. Parker McGrew sounds like someone who's in the Wild West shootout.
Right.
1st and 10. Here's Jones rolling right. Wants to keep it. Running to the right side and escapes one tackle. It looks like Griffin went for him. He kind of spun out of Griffin's tackle, and it's going to be an 8-yard gain on first down as Muenster quickly on the ball, shotgun. Wanted to throw the screen pass out left side, caught, and looking for some room, and about an 8-yard gain on second down will bring up first down inside Howe territory at the 45-yard line, and that's Carson Trubenbach on the reception for the Hornets. Very quickly up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10. Handoff, McGrew right side, and he's going to be brought down by Hartsfield after about a 3-yard gain. Moving left to right are the Muenster Hornets as we get in the groove here very quickly. No huddle offense for the Muenster Hornets. Again, they are coached by, well, they're moving too quick for me to look. And here is a pass out incomplete, Brennan Binder. They're coached by Brady Carney and are 70-11 under Carney here at Muenster.
Wow, that's a pretty impressive record right there.
3rd and 7 coming up after the incomplete pass. 10:27 on the clock. Muenster moving. And this is going to be Jones shoveling it out, and it's going to be caught on the shovel pass, the deep shovel pass to the slot receiver over there. And I believe that
Hartsfield made the stop.
Well, it might have been McGrew on the reception. I didn't think that it was, but maybe it was.
That's a pretty long shuffle pass.
That was a long shuffle pass. 4th down now. 4th and about 5. Pretty big play early on here for Muenster. This is going to be a handoff. McGrew running left tackle. Going to be close to the first down. And I think he's going to be short. They're going to pull the chains possibly here. It's right at the line at the first down marker, which is about the 34-yard line. And
Mason Riggs made the stop.
They're going to go ahead and move the chains and say first down. Got a right-footed spot there.
Yeah, Coach Hudson didn't look like he was happy with that call.
First and 10, and this is going to be Jones. Fakes the swing pass, now throws out right on the screen to this side, and he's got a man caught. And after about an 8-yard gain, he's going to be brought down, and on the catch is Binder.
Tyler Grisham brought him down. Mason Riggs made initial contact.
Well, they faked the screen to the flare to the left side and threw the under screen to the near side. This is Jones wanting to keep it, looking for a bunch of blocks on that left side. Gets a few, has about a 7-yard gain as he will near the 16-yard line.
Cooper Akins in on the stop.
So short of a first down, but here's that Muenster Hornets offense. They will attack and attack and attack.
Howe called timeout.
Yeah, they probably need a breather. We do too after that. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Welcome back. As we did not get a 60-second timeout, we got a 30.
Yeah, they're quick.
Yeah, that was pretty quick. You were trying to tell me something during the break?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
All right. Second down and about 2.5, maybe 3. Shotgun formation. Jones, and he's going to hand off right side. Breaking a tackle up the middle, nearing the 5-yard line, and that's going to be Parker McGrew on the carry. They spread it out and then hand it off and run out of it. It'll be Mason Riggs on the stop.
Mason Riggs in on the stop. It looked like maybe Clay Marshall as well.
9-12, 9:09 now rolling on the clock. First down and goal from the 6-yard line. This is going to be Jones carrying it around the left end, trying to get in, trying to pop it around the corner and can't do it. Stubbed out of bounds by
Cooper Akins.
And about the 3, maybe 4-yard line. We'll spot it at the 4.
Well, they got the quick pace going here.
So Akins knocks him out of bounds out there on the far side, and it'll set up a second and goal from the 4, 8:58 on the first quarter clock. This is going to be Jones wanting to keep it on the inside, brought down behind the line of scrimmage, Tanner Hartsfield.
Andrew Griffin and Cooper Queen, JP Queen.
They were trying to run the read play there. He stuck it in the gut of McGrew and thought, well, am I going to hand it or am I going to keep it? And he didn't make a decision quick enough.
Yeah.
And by the time he made a decision, Hartsfield was in his, we'll call it underwear.
Right.
Third down and goal now. Jones, shotgun, drops back 2 steps, rolling right, looking down, has nowhere to go. Now fires it across the middle, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown. Flags down halfway in the end zone. Cooper Akins on the coverage. For a moment, it's a touchdown for Carson Trubenbach, but let's check the flag. It's going to be against Muenster, so bring this one back. Illegal man downfield. Our spotter, Stephen Braswell, tells us. So it'll be third down and goal from about the, well, they're going to spot this. We'll see where they were. And they will put the ball down on the 11-yard line. So third and goal from the 11. Again, Cooper Akins. Cooper Akins wearing the number 1 tonight, not the number 2. He wears number 1 at home, 2 on the road.
He's number 1 at home.
Number 1 at home. And in your hearts, here is Jones wanting to throw the ball in the end zone. He's going to be tackled by Jones. That's going to be pass interference. I mean, by Akins, I'm sorry.
Right.
Cooper Akins just basically tackled him about 3 yards deep in the end zone. He got beat, so he just grabbed him. So that will be a pass interference against Howe, which will move the ball. We'll check where they put it. They're going to spot it at the, looks like the 2.5-yard, 3-yard line, maybe 2.5.
Wouldn't it just be half the distance to go?
But the problem is it's first down now.
Right.
So it's first and goal. We start all over. First and goal from the 2. Handoff McGrew tries to dive over the top. Not sure he got in, but the line judge says yes. Touchdown Muenster, and they strike first blood here at Bulldog Stadium on homecoming night for the Howe Bulldogs with 8:04 left to go on the clock. Muenster leading 6-0, awaiting this swinging gate PAT. Jones will now break. Thought for a moment he was going to get the snap and try to run for a 2-point conversion. They'll bring their kicker in now, however. And that will be Bryce Herr. Clay Stevens will hold. The kick is up, and the kick is true. Muenster with an early 7-0 lead here at Bulldog Stadium with 8:04 left to go in the first. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Good for the Hornets.
Do you love coffee? Wish there was a local coffee shop to study, work, and get the best coffee drinks and baked goods in Texas? Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne is your dream come true. Carrie's Coffee Company serves the highest quality organic coffee and espresso drinks like cafe mocha, caramel macchiato, and cappuccino, plus iced coffee frappes with your favorite flavor. Visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Well, when you get in a situation where you find yourself really good, like the Howe Bulldogs are, you find yourselves with people not wanting to play you. So scheduling a season can be difficult because you find yourselves in pre-district playing teams like Gunner and Muenster and
Quinlan,
Bowie, and here's the kickoff, going to be taken by Cooper Akins at the 27-yard line, driven backwards. They'll give him forward progress to about the 30.
That was Wall.
And
CT Trubenbach made the stop.
So with 7:59, Howe will take over. Again, Cooper Akins.
Wall was returned.
Was that Wall on the return? Okay. The 1 on Akins' number has a little hook to the top of it.
It looks like a 7.
And it does at times look like a 7. So here comes the Bulldogs on 1st and 10, moving right to left. Wall under center, handoff, first man through. And that usually is Jaden Matthews, and we'll see when the pile kind of disperses a little bit.
66.
Ethan Fleming made the stop for Hornets.
That was Matthews on the carry.
Gain of 4 on the
It'll
play.
be a gain up to the 34-yard line. A gain of about 4, bring up 2nd down and 6. Totally different offense here from what you saw a moment ago. The Bulldogs will try to run it and run it and run it and run it. And this is going to be a run. Brent Masters on the near side's got the 40. Look out, 50. A man drug him down by the horse collar at about the 45-yard line in Muenster territory. Finally brought him down at the 41-yard line. If it weren't for that horse collar tackle on the right hand, Masters would have been gone. They'll spot the ball at the 41-yard line inside Muenster territory, 1st and 10, moving right to left.
Parker McGrew made the stop for the defense.
Wall under center. He will hand off right side Matthews. He escapes a few defenders, runs forward, and runs quickly for about 7 yards inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
Clay Stevens made the stop.
So Howe quickly moving here. Different offense, different set of circumstances, but the same type of quick pace.
Yes.
Completely different offense. But we'll see if we can have same results here from Howe as Muenster had a moment ago, and that being a touchdown. Here is Wall, sends a man in motion. He's going to hand quickly to Masters, trying to find the outside edge, looking for a block, can't get it, but escapes the defender anyway. Up to the 30-yard line. It's going to be a first down for Howe. Move those sticks as the Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line of Muenster.
Seth Flush and Nolan Bayer made the stop for the Hornets.
Ty Harvey brings the play in as he's doing double duty again, and Harvey really has to be exhausted on Saturday morning, especially now playing defense.
Doesn't he?
Wall under center. He's going to hand off near side, and that's Tyler Grisham. He's got some room to the 20 and barrels, and Bear walks his way down. Bear crawls his way down inside to about the 10-yard line.
Parker McGrew made the stop for the Hornets.
A very clean-looking drive so far for the Howe Bulldogs early on, as there's 6 minutes exactly on the clock. Wall under center, handoff. Grisham again, same play, left side, and he lowers his shoulders, runs behind his shoulder pads to about the 2.5-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 2.5.
Clay Stevens made the stop for Muenster.
Landry Elvington will bring the play in here. It is 2nd down and goal from the 2.5.
You know, this makes it pretty easy when they play both sides of the ball.
Wall under center, hands off. Grisham, left side, finding his way in the end zone. Did he get in? It is touchdown time in Texas. Grisham on the 2.5-yard run puts the Bulldogs in the end zone quickly with 5:24 remaining here in the first quarter. Howe's up 6-0, awaiting this Honaker PAT.
That's what you want to do. We want to answer their score with our score. That's that's the Bulldog way of playing ball.
Okay, so Muenster, you got a 2-yard touchdown. Howe, you've got a 2-yard touchdown. Answering right back. Mono in mono, and here comes Honaker. Brennan Ross will be the holder. Honaker stepping it off. The snap's back, it's on the tee, the kick is up, the line drive kick, and it is good. We're at a tie ball game, folks. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog Football on HoweEnterprise.com.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
If you haven't been to downtown Howe lately, you might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique retail experiences of Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Located at 107 and 109 East Haining Street, the two antique and gift shops offer unique items that are rarely available in the Howe area, but with Howe area prices. Come and enjoy this trip back in time to the Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, open noon to 8, Thursdays through Saturday. Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
Well, Howe answers Muenster's drive that they had of 75 yards. Their drive took 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Howe's was a 70-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 35 seconds, and we're knotted at 7 here in the first quarter with 5:24 on the clock, and Honecker drills another one. This one out of the end zone.
Just a little farther to the east and hit it, made a field goal.
Yeah, Honecker's kick landed just past the stripe, and he is feeling good tonight with that leg.
He is. I was looking down there, our homecoming court. One of the girls was a water girl. She's already on the sidelines. She ditched the dress and grabbed the water bottle.
Again, Haley Dwyer, the homecoming queen for 2016. Congratulations to her. First and 10, left to right. This is going to be McGrew on the carry. Gain of about 3 on first down, shy of the 30 at the 29-yard line.
Andrew Griffin, J.P. Queen, and Mike Heppenstall in on the stop.
So second down and 7 here after a 3-yard gain. They'll spot it actually at about the 27-yard line. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the left. Now looking left, and Jones wants to throw that way deep down the field. It's going to be caught. Aikens trying to catch him, and he finally does. Brought down in the house side of the field at the 34-yard line. On the catch is Max Hurd.
That's a good long pass.
They'll spot the ball at the 35 against Aikens was in coverage. Jones initially looked right side, then finally came back left, and this is Jones again on that shovel pass. This time he's going to overhand throw it. Gain of about 4 yards up to the 30. It'll be second down.
Looked like Ty Harvey and Cooper Aikens in on the stop.
Second and about 6 for the Bulldogs. Again, Muenster no huddle, and they are quickly moving. Jones with 2 backs this time. 1 slot to the left. Looks that way, left side, throwing it down the field. It's almost intercepted. Harvey had a good read on it and a jump, and I think he might have even got his fingers on it to bat that one away. A nice play there by Ty Harvey.
Yeah, that Tanner Hartsfield come off the field just a minute ago. I was kind of keeping an eye on him. Looks like maybe he's taking a break.
3rd and 6 for Muenster. Shotgun formation for Jones. Looks right side, throws quickly, and is caught and dropped. Hit him right in the wrong spot, right on the number 7. That's Bryce Herr, the wide receiver. Hit him right in that 7. It bounced right off.
That was a good coverage by Brennan Ross.
So it'll be 4th down now and a 7 at the Howe 32-yard line. Shotgun, as always, Jones. Fakes the hand. Under pressure now from Griffin. Throws it down the field. It's going to be caught. First down. And down inside about the 15-yard line to the 13.
Harvey.
Cooper Aikens and Ty Harvey made the stop.
And it's Parker McGrew, the running back out of the backfield, who makes the catch. And they had Jones in the grasp, I thought. And this is Jones wanting to throw deep down in the end zone, looking for her, and it's going to be incomplete. Looking for the front corner of the near side end zone. Ross was in coverage, but it falls incomplete, uncatchable, out of bounds. It'll be second down and 10 for the Hornets.
Austin Lee checked in his nose guard for Howe.
4:01 on the clock in the first quarter. Handoff, Parker McGrew going nowhere. Stopped immediately. A great play by that defensive front.
Cameron Blesseye and Dylan Monroe in on the stop.
A loss of 1. It'll be 3rd and 11 now with 3:48 rolling here in the first quarter. Tied up at 7 at Bulldog Stadium. Homecoming night Haley Dwyer, your homecoming queen, 2016. This is Jones rolling right, looking in the end zone. Is he going to tuck it? Now he throws it in a hurry. It's going to be caught and dropped in the end zone. For a moment, it was a touchdown, but Harvey was right there to make the pop at about the same time the ball fell incomplete.
Great coverage by Mason Riggs as well.
Clay Stevens was the intended receiver. It'll be 4th and 11.
Looks like Muenster's going to try to kick a field goal.
So, yeah, and that would bring on Bryce Herr for what amounts to a 31-yard field goal. It'll be Clay Stevens holding. Herr trying to boot this one away. Left hash. It's up. It's very high. Long enough. And it is good. So Muenster with a 31-yard field goal by Bryce Herr takes a 10-7 advantage here at Bulldog Stadium with 3:32 left to go in the first. Back in a moment here on HoweEnterprise.com.
Tired of paying for channels you don't watch? Cabinet Home Theater and Dish got you covered. The new Flex Pack lets you customize your own package. For $39.99 per month, the Flex Pack includes 50 popular channels plus an additional channel pack of your choice. You can choose from locals, news, kids, and sports. Give us a call, 903-892-3499, or go to CavenderTV.com. You can get the Hopper 3 DVR for only $10 a month more. Give us a call.
Think back to the best fried pies you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. Sweetie Pies has handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 972-821-1508. You must try Sweetie Pie's signature fried pie, Sawdust. I'm not even kidding.
I'm not even kidding about a 31-yard field goal either by the Muenster Hornets, and that was Bryce Herr that gives the Hornets a 10-7 advantage here at Bulldog Stadium. 3:32 in the first quarter clock, and Howe's about to get the football back here on the kickoff, and this will be Herr trying to kick off, and it's going to be a short pooch kick, going to be taken, looks like, by Harvey at the 29-yard line. Coming up the far hash, he's got some room. Look out to the 50, 45, down the right sideline, 40, down to the 20. And brought down at about the 12-yard line. Harvey caught it on the short kick, went straight up the field, and the Bulldogs are in great position as the kicker made the tackle.
Bryce Herr made the tackle.
And now the Bulldogs are set up shop. Not first and goal, but 1st and 10, just on the 10-yard line. Wow. They are going to say 1st and goal.
From the Muenster 10-yard line.
So Howe in great shape to take the lead here. 3:23 on the clock from the 10. And this is going to be a handoff left side.
Jaden Matthews.
Matthews goes inside the
number 5.
Well, the line judge, they're going to spot him at about the 8-yard line.
Ethan Fleming and
2 on the play, 2nd down.
Let me see here. Kagan Dangelmar made the stop. See, you thought I was going to mess that one up.
Wall under center from the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 8. Handoff Masters. Quite a little bit of a bad exchange there. And only a couple of yards up to the 6-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 6.
Bryce Herr and Clay Stevens in on the stop.
And Harvey will now bring the play in. There's 2:29 on the clock here in the first quarter. Muenster up 10-7. Howe knocking on the door at the 6-yard line. 3rd and goal. Wall goes under center. One man in the backfield is Matthews. Man in motion, and that's going to be Masters coming near side. Looking for a block from Matthews. Can't get it down at the 5-yard line. Gain of a half a yard. It'll be 4th and goal now. Now you could tie the game. You got a great kicker. Honecker obviously might kick it over the concession stand tonight.
Right.
And they're going to try that. That's what's going to happen here. Honecker will have the tee spotted at the 13-yard line. So a 23-yard field goal attempt. And a timeout has been called by
Timeout called
Howe.
by the Bulldogs.
So Hudson's icing his own kicker. We're going to take a quick timeout. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
And the type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask. And
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
when people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
And welcome back. We're wondering if the Riverboat Gambler would decide to go for it on 4th and goal from the 6, but apparently Honaker will stay in and attempt this 23-yard field goal with 1:42 left on the first quarter clock. Right now, Muenster leads 10-7. It's a high snap. It's on the tee. The kick is up. It's a line drive kick, and it is good. Tie ball game as Honaker bangs it through. Not the prettiest kick, but, hey, effective. And that ties the game with 1:38 left in the first quarter. 10-10 at Bulldog Stadium. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football. A word from Douglas Propane.
We had received a call from Cable One back when Howe had the tornado come through. Their tower site back on the hill runs a propane backup generator. You know, my service staff got the call late in the afternoon. We tried to get up there and get the gas to it. The ground was too soft for our bobtail to get back there, so we put it in four-wheel drive, and we actually took 100-pound cylinders and transferred them into the larger tank to get them through until we could get the larger truck back there.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
How about that? A 4-yard drive, but it doesn't matter. It ends up in 3 points. Here's Honaker's kickoff, and that one, man, 2 yards deep. He gets a yard deeper each time.
Yeah, Muenster's not even. They're not even trying anymore.
They just turn and look. You know, it's like a left fielder when Mark McGuire is, got a 3-0 count.
Okay. By the way, that extra point bounced off the top of the concession stand. By the way.
All right, 1st and 10 as Muenster will now take over, and they go quickly. There's 1:38 in the first quarter left. At the 25-yard line in their own territory, this is Jones wanting to run around the left side. Not much doing there. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Tanner Hartsfield and J.P. Queen made the stop.
2nd down and 10 coming up. Again, Muenster still moving left to right. We're still in the first quarter. It's been what seems like a long first quarter. However, the clock's been going. There's just so much activity. Jones wants to throw. Standing, hopping, and then now he wants to roll out, waves his directions like Danny White, and then throws it out of bounds. He was looking at his receiver, pointing at him, and that receiver was Danny Lutmer. He kind of pointed with his left finger and told him to go a certain direction, just like Danny White back in the old days.
Right.
And then he just throws it out of bounds. 3rd down and 10 coming up. This is one of those games where if you don't score on a possession, because right now every time anyone's had the ball, they've scored. So if you don't score on a possession, you could get behind. This is Jones rolling out right, completes his pass, breaks a tackle, and that is Clay Stevens who broke the tackle, but it's going to be 4th down and very long. 4th and about 8 at their own end of the field. They'll spot the ball at the 27-yard line. The nose is barely touching the 27-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Andrew Griffin is the in on the stop.
22.
So
Cameron Blesseye as well.
So 4th down and 8, and Jones will be the punter. Watch out. Nothing's automatic here, but this is the first time someone hasn't scored on a drive so far. High snap. Jones does boot it away. It's a wobbly kick, going to come near side, and bounces just before going out of bounds near side at about the 41-yard line, and they're going to check. And they're going to spot the ball 5 yards further back than what the ball actually was. So Howe will start at their own 37-yard line after the first punt of the game. Well, that's a good sign right there by the Howe defense to create a punt, which is basically a turnover in this kind of game.
Yeah, because this has been the game we thought it would be from the get-go.
This is a great matchup so far early on, as it's tied 10-10. As we're probably the last play of the first quarter is going to be a handoff up the middle over the 40-yard line, gain of about 4 by Tyler Grisham.
Tackle made by Blaine Jones and the tackle was made by Blaine Jones and looked like Seth Plush.
That's the end of the first quarter, 10-10 here at Bulldog Stadium. We'll be back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Quickly back out on the field is Muenster as the Bulldogs are still talking about it. We're in the second quarter now, and the Hornets and the Bulldogs tied at 10 apiece. It's been a absolute barn burner so far.
You know, I was watching the flag, the big H flag that runs down the track. I saw Coach West saying something to the young man that runs it. He run down to that south goal post and knocked a wasp nest off the goal post with that flag.
Second down now for the Bulldogs. Second and about 6.5. This is Wall wanting to keep it around the right side, looking for somewhere to go, and is being drugged down at the 45-yard line. A gain of about 4. So it'll bring up a third down and short situation. Third and about 2.5 for the Bulldogs. Near midfield at the 45-yard line, just shy of it. 11:42 and rolling here in the second quarter. Tie ball game, 10-10, Howe and Muenster.
Clay Stevens made a stop for Muenster.
Everybody up to the line, Wall under center on third and short. This is going to be a handoff. Right side, Matthews looking for a hole, escapes the tackle, gets the first down up to the 49-yard line.
Looks like Parker McGrew made the stop.
So 1st and 10 right at the midfield stripe. The nose of the ball is barely touching the white of the midfield stripe. The ball on the right hash as Landry Elvington brings the ball in. Bulldogs now moving left to right towards the south end zone with their backs to the concession stand. 1st and 10, Wall under center. It's going to be a handoff and a fumble, actually, but he picks it up out of the sky. When he does, he has no one to hand it to. He kind of mishandled the snap a little bit. The ball popped up on him. He was able to grab it, but by the time he was able to grab it, his ball carrier had already passed. So he had nowhere to go except turn around and take a 1-yard loss. Second down and 11 coming up.
Max Hurd made the stop for Muenster.
So the ball now at the 49-yard line. Ty Harvey will split out wide to the left, if you'll call it that. Everybody else real tight. And this is going to be a handoff. Masters coming left side. He's got a hole up to the middle. He's got the 40. Look out, and brought down at about the 37-yard line after a first down. Masters, lots of speed, hit from one hash to the other as Clay Marshall's helmet came off. And now he'll come out of the game, and checking in for Howe for a moment will be William Overby. And another first down for Howe as they just keep moving the sticks here, left to right, 1st and 10.
He should have had about 10 more yards for the referee.
Right. Clay Stevens made the stop.
So this will be 1st and 10, handoff. Tyler Grisham left side, bowls over a defender on his way to a 9-yard gain inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Bryce Hurd and Parker McGrew made a stop for Muenster.
Second down. I apologize if you were able to hear our spotter. I had one of our wires crossed, so now you shouldn't be able to hear Mr. Braswell.
Timeout.
So the timeout's been called. We'll take one too quickly here at Bulldog Stadium. 9:47 left to go in the second quarter. Back in a moment.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast.
When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Second down and short coming up for Howe. There's 9:47 left to go in the second quarter, and the Bulldogs are on the march. 10-10 here, as obviously we've had two touchdowns, or we've had a touchdown apiece and a field goal apiece. And it's been a mano-a-mano as Muenster scored on a 2-yard touchdown. Howe scored on a 2-yard touchdown. Muenster kicked a 31-yard field goal. Howe kicked a 23-yard field goal. Muenster punted, and now here we are in Howe's possession after that punt. Second down and short. Man in motion, and this is going to be a handoff. Matthews up the middle. Shot out of McCannon to the 10-yard line.
Number 5.
Like tackle was made by Parker McGrew.
Just vertical running straight up the field. And that'll be another first down for Howe as they'll spot the ball at the 10. Are they going to say first and goal from the 10.5-yard line?
Well, that's what it looks like.
Well, the nose is touching the 10, so it will be first and goal from the 10. Same situation as a moment ago. Wall under center. Man in motion is Masters. Going to hand off Matthews again. Same play. Look out! He is in the end zone. It is touchdown time in Texas. A 10-yard touchdown for Jaden Matthews with 9:18 left to go in the second quarter, and the Bulldogs take the lead 16-10, awaiting the PAT.
You know, I hope Coach Hudson has some money left in his budget. He's done a great job on the stadium, but Winston Moss is going to walk a hole in lane number 1 of the track, walking back and forth. I hate that for him. He was, that he's not suited up, but he's going to walk a hole in that lane.
Here is Honecker on for the PAT. Ross to hold. The kick is back, it's on the tee, the kick is up, and the kick looks good, and it is 17-10. Howe in the lead with 9:18 left to go in the second. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
Do you love coffee? Wish there was a local coffee shop to study, work, and get the best coffee drinks and baked goods in Texas? Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne is your dream come true. Carrie's Coffee Company serves the highest quality organic coffee and espresso drinks like cafe mocha, caramel macchiato, and cappuccino, plus iced coffee frappes with your favorite flavor. Visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Welcome back. It's 17-10 now. Howe in the lead at home on homecoming against a very good Muenster team. Muenster's given up 12 points all year coming into this game. They have given up 17 tonight so far, and there's 9:18 left to go before the half. Here's Honecker, and he will boot this one away. He's had a big leg the other side. He's going to squib this one. Onside kick bounces over the first line, and it'll be taken by Caden Dengelmeyer. And he'll be stopped at the 36-yard line, rather. Muenster moving right to left from our vantage point on the home side with 9:12 left to go here in the second quarter.
That it makes it easy when these guys play both sides of the ball. I don't have to struggle with last names.
So they'll spot it actually at the 37. Howe started at the 37 a moment ago, and now here's Muenster starting at their own 37. Shotgun. And Jones hands off, first man through, and that is going to be Dengelmeyer, and he's going to gain maybe 2 before he's met hard by Hartsfield, and they'll give him 1. Second down and 9 coming up.
Anybody that runs the ball gets met hard by Hartsfield.
That's a fact. We were talking earlier about the far sideline and the fans over there. You expect a good team to field more fans than what's come over here. Here's a handoff up the near side, and that's a lot of room for McGrew. He's got the 30, being chased down and brought down finally by Mason Riggs at the 22-yard line. A big run there from one side to the other. And now Muenster's knocking on the door at the Howe 22-yard line.
He made Mason Riggs made a good stop.
8:42 left before the half, and Muenster trying to answer right back here. Shotgun for Jones. A low snap. He tries to hand it off and does. And running out right side is his running back, Seth Flushy. And he'll gain a few yards, maybe about 5. Second down and 5 coming up. Hartsfield again on the tackle.
Yeah, I made a shoestring tackle on that, but it's good stuff.
Jones, one man in the backfield. Hand it off, flag down, and that's going to be Clay Stevens on the carry, but let's check the flag. It's in the backfield, and it's against Muenster.
So they're not even letting their own guys get set.
They're moving so fast that the quarterback, Jones, has got to stop for a second just to check and see if everybody's set. And that's going to push the ball back.
Yeah, because that was strictly just all him right there. You just got to be a little more patient.
21-yard line, so it'll be second down and 9 for Muenster. Right to left, one man in the backfield. Fakes to Stevens. Now Jones with lots of room up the middle. He's going to score. Touchdown Muenster on a 21-yard touchdown scamper right up the middle.
Yeah, he tried that, that fake pump, where he acts like he's going to throw that screen and then he just takes off.
So now, quickly, the score 17-16, awaiting this PAT. There's 7:59 on the clock here in the second quarter. The swinging gate will now move back over, and Herr is going to try to tie the game here at 17. Stevens to hold. Low snap, digs it out. Herr's kick is up, and it is good. We are tied once again. A barn burner at Bulldog Stadium. Homecoming 2016, 17 up with 7:59 left to go in the second quarter. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
If you haven't been to downtown Howe lately, you might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique retail experiences of Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Located at 107 and 109 East Haining Street, the two antique and gift shops offer unique items that are rarely available in the Howe area, but with Howe area prices. Come and enjoy this trip back in time to the Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, open noon to 8, Thursdays through Saturday. Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
17-17 here at Bulldog Stadium on Homecoming 2016. Michael, another score that we might be watching tonight.
Gunner and Whitesburg. Whitesburg's beating Gunner 10-0.
Ouch.
Quinlan Ford, which will be next week's opponent, is beating Venus 28-6 with 9:18 in the second quarter.
Well, here's Herr lining up like an onside kick, and he boots this one high. Pooch kick on the far side. It bounces and goes out of bounds. That'll be illegal procedure against the Muenster Hornets.
Another Highway 5 rivalry. Anna and Van Alstyne are 14-6. Anna with 5:58 in the second quarter.
By the way, the Chamber of Commerce is about to announce a Silver Spike community pep rally / parade.
Hey, that'll be cool.
It'll happen downtown Howe, October the 8th, Saturday night. Of course, 7th grade football, 8th grade football, youth football, cheerleaders, volleyball, everybody invited to be in this parade. And rivalry renewed with Van Alstyne. It's going to be kicked off in style with a parade for that Silver Spike 2016.
That'll be a good.
The Howe head coach Zach Hudson has decided to make Muenster re-kick this instead of just taking the yardage on the penalty. So we'll see what happens here as Mr. Bryce Herr will tee it up again, move it back to the 35-yard line. And I think Howe, with that speed, wants a chance to return one here. As where they're kicking it is at, or was at, well, this is going to be picked up in the near side, Mason Riggs, and he has some room and finally brought down near midfield at the 48-yard line. But for a moment there, they were basically daring Brent Masters to catch the ball. And that's not a very smart thing to do. If you're going to kick it to someone, Brent Masters is probably not the guy you want to kick it to. So Howe will take over on this possession here near midfield at the 47-yard line with 7:53 on the clock. And we're in a tie ball game, knotted up 17 here on homecoming night. Again, Haley Dwyer, the homecoming queen. This is going to be a handoff. First man through Matthews. Looking for some room. Has about 4. Still on his feet. And a 5-yard gain across midfield to the other side's 47-yard line. Second down and 5 coming up.
Seth Flush made the stop for Muenster. You know, back to Riggs on that kickoff return. You know, he's backup quarterback, and coming in as a sophomore, he's done a pretty good job the last 3 weeks in the different times that we've seen him play.
You know what, he looks like an athlete, too.
Yeah,
second down and 5. Wall under center, handoff. Tyler Grisham left side, a few yards. Crosses the 45-yard line. A gain of, we'll call it 2, sets up 3rd and 2.
Looked like Ethan Flaming and Carson Cheney made the stop.
Short gain brings up 3rd down.
Kaylee Dwyer. My apologies. Kaylee Dwyer. I should know that.
You should know that, see.
I've called her Haley twice, so I don't know why I've done that. 3rd and short, 3rd and 2. And here's Wall under center. Man in motion is Masters. Handoff, first man through Matthews. Met, and after about maybe a yard. It's going to be short of the first down, I believe, but not by much. They'll spot it at the 42-yard line. Stephen Braswell says first down. The line judge is looking. I think they're going to bring the chains on this one.
Dean Waltershed made the stop.
So it's 4th. It's either 4th down and inches or it's a first down. What do you got?
I think first down. What do you got?
Stephen Braswell says first down. I'm going to say short by a credit card width. They pull the chains. And I said that because I'm always wrong. First down, Howe.
You're not always wrong. But I am going to take the glory on this one. I won.
And Stephen Braswell says it wasn't even really that close. Half the football, as it'll be 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. That's a pretty good yard line, too.
Looks at that. 42-yard line.
Left to right. There's a 42 fifth grader sitting down there.
Yeah,
here's a handoff Wall left side. Tyler Grisham, and he'll spin his way down to near the 35-yard line. They'll mark him at about the 36.
Bryce Hurd tripped him up.
So now second down and about 4. And this is what Howe does. Generally, when they're, it's very rare these days that they're popping the long ones. Anthony Hawthorne is long gone.
Right.
But these days, Howe can gain 5, 6, 7 yards at a time, whereas in 2014 it was 35 yards at a time.
Right.
But this is just as effective. And here's Masters on the end around, and he's going to be stopped, however, for only about a yard gain at the 34-yard line.
Clay Stevens and let me get my sheet here. Clay Stevens and Kagan Danglemar made the stop.
Peyton Reagan checks out of the game. Ty Harvey brings the play in.
We knew Ty Harvey was going to check back in. He just had to run around the field one time and then he was going in.
Right. 3rd down and short. Call it 2. Wall under center. Handoff. Tyler Grisham, left side, first down. He's got the 27, 26. Near the 25-yard line.
He carried Mr. Hurd that time. Mr. Hurd was in for a ride.
So first down and 10 as they spot the ball just outside the 25-yard line. 5:05 on the clock. We're knotted up at 17 here at Bulldog Stadium.
Kate Courtney checked into the game.
More of a rotation tonight instead of Harvey. Here's Wall. And this will be a fake to Grisham, and Wall going to keep it up the middle. He's got a few yards, spinning out of a tackle, and finally down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, a gain of about 6. And
Bryce Hurt made initial contact, and then Ethan Fleming and Clay Stevens brought him down.
so they'll spot the ball inside the 20 at about the 18 with 4:26 on the clock left before the half. 2nd down and 3 coming up, as the Bulldogs would love to take a lead into the half here as Landry Elvington brings the play in.
You know, there's another full stands tonight for the Bulldogs.
A big homecoming crowd tonight.
There is
New
a
bleachers help, all the new room, as everyone has a seat tonight. Wall wants to keep it left side, and he's going to get a few yards close to the first down. This is going to be another one that's going to be very close. Right now, the line judge is saying the 15-yard line, and that would be a first down. But the chain crew, there they go, first down. 1st and 10, they move the sticks. The ball's sitting on the 15-yard line. 3:58 on the clock. The clock is moving, even though the chains are being pulled. Now here they come. Wall under center. And handoff, first man through. Matthews stopped in the backfield. Maybe a gain of 1. Maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage. So second down and 10 coming up.
Seth Flush made the contact, made the initial stop.
Connor Jackson checks out of the game. Coming in is Michael Heimel, as we're at 2nd down and 9. 3:35 and rolling here in the second quarter. Tied 17-17 at Bulldog Stadium. Landry Elvington now bringing the play in.
I waited and waited and waited. I couldn't wait. Stetson McGrew made the stop before. I couldn't pass it up. That's one of them names that's, you just gotta mention.
Wall handoff left side. Matthews grabbed at the line of scrimmage and brought down after a short gain.
Short gain on the play.
Tyler Grisham rather.
Bryce Hurt made the stop.
So it'll be 3rd down and about 7 for Howe. The ball resting at about the 13-yard line.
Stetson McGrew ought to be wearing a 10-gallon hat and carrying 6 shooters. That's a cool name right there.
Yeah. Hey, I bet that's an Anna type name.
Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with Anna. That's a good name.
There's Wall under center. People move up front. We'll see if it was offense, defense. And it's going to be false start against Howe. That's a big one. That's a big penalty right there. With 2:38 left to go before half. All knotted up 17, and that'll push them back from a 3rd and 7 situation to a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, I think the left tackle might have jumped.
So we'll do it again. Here comes Ty Harvey. He'll bring the play in as the clock's rolling at 2:32 left before the half. Cousin Chase Harvey breaks the huddle, comes up to the line of scrimmage. Wall goes under center, and he will want to hand off Masters near side, looking for some room. Now cuts it inside to the 5, to the 4-yard line. A first down for Brent Masters.
Stetson McGrew tripped him up.
Under 2 minutes and 10 seconds now. Howe trying to get in the end zone. It is the 1st and goal. They need to drop the chains over there. 1st and goal from the 5. They'll say he's at the 5-yard line. 1:53 and rolling. Howe trying to punch it in and leave very little time on the clock before the half. Wall under center. Going to hand off right side. Matthews met at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there. Maybe a yard as the clock will still roll at 1:39.
Stetson McGrew, Clay Stevens, and Ethan Fleming.
Cade Courtney comes off the field. Landry Elvington will bring the play in. $1:26 on the clock. 2nd down and goal from the 3.5-yard line. Stacked backfield, Grisham and Matthews. It'll be Grisham, left side, looking to get in, and it's going to be close, but I do not believe he got in. This may work to the Howe's advantage here, taking all of this time off, but we're right at 1:04 and rolling. Ball's at about the 1-yard line.
Seth Flush made contact.
Under a minute now. Clock rolling. Ty Harvey brings the play in. It's 3rd and goal from the 1. 50 seconds. 49. 48. Here we go. Harvey under center on 3rd and goal from the 1. Matthews and Grisham in the backfield. A timeout's been called. It's been called by Muenster, and we will take one really quickly. We'll be back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
What is Cabinet Home Theater? Do we only do those big fancy media
Heck
rooms?
no.
Heck no. We started in 1978 installing TV antennas. Guess what? We still do and get over 40 Dallas channels that way for our customers. Along the way, we had requests to install speakers, mount TVs, or install dish, so now we do it all. From hooking up a TV with a soundbar to whole house audio with all the bells and whistles. Visit CabinerHT.com to see all we have to offer or call 903-892-3499.
Welcome back. As we didn't miss any action there, we've got 42 seconds. Oh, 42 seconds on the clock.
Boy, we keep coming up with 42.
It's homecoming, right?
That's
Hey,
right.
25 years ago was the senior year here. 25 years.
And you say I'm old.
Oh, that was a reality check today.
Grandpa, am I going to have to help you down the stairs?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, may have to. As the Muenster defense back on the field, the Howe offense still talking about it a little bit over on the hash. Now they're coming back on the field, talking to Coach Dale West.
Proud new Papa.
Trying to find out that magic play here on 3rd and goal from the 1. Man in motion. Masters going to be a handoff. Right side, Matthews. Is he in? It is touchdown time in Texas. 23-17 awaiting the PAT with 38 seconds left to go before the half. Matthews punches it in again, his second time of the night. And the Bulldogs with a great first half so far, leading by 6.
You know, that was a good drive right there. Good drive.
Honaker on for the PAT. Ross, the snap is good, the hold's good, the kick is good. 24-17. Howe appears to be taking a touchdown lead into the half, but there's 38 seconds left to go before that half. We'll be back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
Think back to the best fried pies you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. Sweetie Pies has handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 972-821-1508. You must try Sweetie Pie's signature fried pie, Sawdust. I'm not even kidding.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
And the type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask. And
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
when people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
Jaden Matthews with his 5th touchdown of the year gives Howe a 1-touchdown lead, 24-17. And here's Honaker on to boot this one away. It's a squib kick, going to go out of bounds. And now Muenster will have a decision to make. As these two teams seem to be going back and forth with the same mistakes, same touchdowns, everything's almost the same except the score. The difference in the game, Muenster had to punt one time. Howe has scored on every drive that they've had, every possession they've had.
You know, and there hasn't been near as many penalties. And, you know, this game's a lot smoother. It's been the game that we've talked about. I mean, these guys are so well matched. They compete with each other so well.
So Muenster will take it at their own 32-yard line. 38 seconds. 38 seconds. So Jones drops back 3 steps, looks across the middle, throws it deep down the middle, and it's going to be caught by the running back, and that is Parker McGrew. It'll be a first down across midfield at the 48-yard line.
32 seconds left, 31.
First down and 10. Quickly, Muenster. Jones pumps right, throws left, sets up the screen, lots of room, flag down at the 30, at the 25, and finally the receiver, Brennan Binder, is down inside the 15-yard line, but let's check the flag that's laying at the 45-yard line. It'll be a legal man downfield is what Stephen Braswell, our spotter, says. So that will not only stop the clock with 18 seconds, but it'll move the ball backwards a little bit, probably closer to the midfield stripe. We'll see where they spot it.
Yeah, Muenster coaches out on the field trying to get clarification as to what's going on.
Well, they set up the screen there, and anytime you set up the screen, you got to be careful because it's a timing play. And those offensive linemen are only set to delay for a few seconds, and they're waiting for that pass to be made. But if that pass is made a little bit too late, then you run into the area where the linemen are already have that clock in their head gone off, and they're already down the field, and that's what happened there. They're going to bring this one back, all the way back to the 47-yard line in Howe territory. First and about 15. This is going to be Jones wanting to throw. Now rolls out right side. Extremely talented quarterback. Throws it down the field. It's going to be caught and dropped at the 33-yard line. And now a late flag. And again, Stephen Braswell says he was past the line of scrimmage there when he threw it. So we'll have to check and see what that is. The flag, one is lying at the 50-yard line, the one at the 48. Both of them back around the line of scrimmage. So man down, personal foul.
The Hornets, penalty also against the Dogs, offsetting penalties. We will replay the down.
So you heard that probably from the PA guy, Roger Tidwell. Offsetting penalties, personal fouls, either side.
Yeah, I still don't know what happened. I didn't see anything.
You know, one thing is there's 6 seconds on the clock. Very dangerous, very dangerous. 6 seconds on the clock. And not so dangerous because Jones is going to down it. And that's going to be it for the first half. Howe, your Bulldogs lead 24-17, heading to the dressing room here at halftime at Bulldog Stadium. Homecoming 2016. Kaylee Dwyer, your homecoming queen. We'll take a timeout, be back in a moment. We'll listen to the pride of Howe, among other things. Here it's 24-17, back in a moment. A word from Douglas Propane.
My tenured drivers are 5 to 7 years, and then our combined experience. You know, the benefit of the era that we live in is the smartphone era. Any of my staff have the ability at a moment's notice to pick up the phone, and my drivers can call my service staff, and my service can call my driver staff, and everyone can get a hold of us. And then we have a staff 24-hour answering service.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Okay, Michael, first half assessment. Go.
Yeah, go ahead. You got all this wrote down, and you better take a deep breath.
Well, I tell you, this has been what we thought it would be in the first half. A lot of scoring, a lot of offense. You know, when you have two high-powered teams like this, that's kind of what you're going to get in the first half. And we have not been disappointed with these two powerhouse teams coming in here tonight. It doesn't really matter 1A, 2A. When you have teams this talented, you know, it's just fun to watch. And the difference between the talent is not they're so different. One's a great passing team, one's a great running team. But watching them go back at each other is just kind of fun to see.
Right.
It's almost been a check your defense at the door type of game, but you knew you were going to get that anyway.
Right.
But
the only difference I've seen so far is the punt.
The Muenster Hornets have given up 12 points all year coming into this game. They've given up 24 so far here in the first half. So let's go over the scoring drives. Muenster took the ball first, and they went down the field 75 yards on the drive. Took them 3 minutes and 36 seconds to punch it in on a 2-yard touchdown by Parker McGrew. That gave Muenster the first lead of the night, 7-0, with 8:04 left to go in the first quarter. Howe took the ball at their own 30-yard line with 7:59 on the clock, and they drove down the field 70 yards, took 2 minutes and 35 seconds off the clock, and scored on a 2-yard touchdown by Tyler Grisham, and that tied the game 7-7 with 5:24 on the first quarter clock. Muenster took the ball back again as Honecker kept banging it deep in the end zone and out of the end zone. The Hornets took the ball at their own 25-yard line and took only 1:58 to score, but it was a 31-yard field goal by Bryce Herr, not a touchdown, and that gave Muenster the 10-7 lead with 3:32 left to go in the first quarter. Howe answered right back, got a great kick return from Ty Harvey, and took it all the way down to the 10-yard line with 2:23 on the clock, resulting in a 4-yard drive, just 4 yards, but that's okay. It resulted in 3 points, a 23-yard field goal by Honecker, and that left a minute 45, or that took a minute 45 off the drive and left a minute 38 on the first quarter clock. Muenster got the ball at their own 25, and this is the difference in the game right here. They had to punt. The Bulldogs forced a punt, which gave them the ball at their own 37-yard line with about a minute left to go in the first. And the Bulldogs drove the field 63 yards, punched it in on a 10-yard touchdown by Jaden Matthews, his 4th of the year. That gave Howe their first lead of the night, 17-10, with 9:18 left to go in the second quarter. Muenster took the ball back at their own 37-yard line with 9:12 left to go in the second, and they drove 63 yards and scored on a 21-yard touchdown by Blaine Jones, and that tied the game 17-17 with 7:59 left to go before the half. Howe got the ball at their own 47-yard line and drove 53 yards and scored on a 1-yard touchdown by Jaden Matthews as the clock was rolling under a minute. He scored with 38 seconds left on the clock and gave Howe a 24-17 halftime advantage because Muenster got the ball back with 38 seconds and ended up just killing the clock. And that's where we are with the pride of Howe on the field right now, about to prepare for their halftime performance with
the homecoming queen. Is the drum major.
Yeah, how about that?
Look at that.
What a year for Miss Dwyer.
Yeah.
What a year. Let's listen to this as it is the Kaylee Dwyer show tonight. I'm going to get that right.
There you go.
It's the Kaylee Dwyer show, and we'll listen to that.
Your Majesty, is your band ready?
Introducing the 2016-2017 Howe High School varsity and JV cheerleaders. Our captain, Aaron Andrew. Co-captain, Allie Morgan. Our lieutenant, Kaylee Dwyer. We also have Gianna Henry, Jory Siebold, Lydia Hagan, Ashley Pelt, Taylor Hartsfield, Natalie Honoré, Michaela Doty, Riley Potter, and Madison Kerr. Joining us tonight is our JV cheerleaders, Peyton Ford, Jamie Taylor, Kaylee Norton, Catherine Switzer, Riley Underwood, Amanda Miller, Shaylin Garrison, Natalie Murphy, Michaela McGuffin, and Ashlyn Warner. Our two mascots are Carson Fleming and Chris Blazak. Our manager is Hannah Brown, and our coach is Cam Kirby.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information. I
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Do you love coffee? Wish there was a local coffee shop to study, work, and get the best coffee drinks and baked goods in Texas? Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne is your dream come true. Carrie's Coffee Company serves the highest quality organic coffee and espresso drinks like cafe mocha, caramel macchiato, and cappuccino, plus iced coffee frappes with your favorite flavor. Visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
If you haven't been to downtown Howe lately, you might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique retail experiences of Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Located at 107 and 109 East Haining Street, the two antique and gift shops offer unique items that are rarely available in the Howe area, but with Howe area prices. Come and enjoy this trip back in time to the Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, open noon to 8, Thursdays through Saturday. Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish retailer, Cavender Home Theater, with folks right here in your area to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels. For your home or business, Dish and Cavender has it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Call Cavender Home Theater at 903-892-3499 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions. Or go to CavenderTV.com. Do it now.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Monty Walker along with Michael Mosier as we're at halftime, and Howe's leading 24-17. You heard a great performance there by the Pride of Howe, the marching band of Howe, Texas. And let's go over some scores.
All right. You got them?
I've got Sherman Bearcats over Mount Pleasant, and anytime Sherman's winning these days, that's a great thing in Bearcat land. 20-7 there. They're at halftime. Bells is leading Chisholm 7-3. White Wright over Tom Bean at the half, 22-7. Hughes Springs over Paul Pewitt at the half, 18-6. Caddo Mills, which the Bulldogs will be playing coming up, are leading Lone Oak at the half, 14-7. The Callisburg Wildcats over the Cooper Bulldogs, 21-0, and that's at the half. The Yellow Jackets of Denison are being beat by the Wiley, and that's Abilene Wiley. That's not Wiley, Texas. Abilene Wiley, 21-7 at the half. So black and gold versus black and gold there in that game. Linden Kildare 27-26 over Queen City, and of course we know 24-17 here. Howe over Muenster. Whitesboro, this is the big one. Whitesboro leading Gunner 10-0 at the half.
That's pretty interesting.
It's an interesting score there. Hooks over Mount Vernon 19-6 at the half. S&S over Collinsville 20-7 at the half. Leonard all over Celeste, 34-7. Do those two teams play every week? Like Leonard taking on S&S again this week. It's kind of like the Patriots and the Dolphins. Don't they play every week?
Yes.
So Grand Saline losing to Winona 23-21. That's at the half. And then our old favorite Wascom, they're being beat at the half by Grace Community 19-12.
Yeah,
so
next week's opponent for us, Quinlan Ford, is on top of Venus, 42-14 at halftime.
So here comes Norman Dickey, and if you don't know this story, here's what happened. I help coach our 5th and 6th grade football team. He comes in the office not too long ago, and he says, hey, we used to run the slot T, knowing that we run the wing T in our 5th and 6th grade team. Not much difference there. Very similar. He says, hey, slot T, take that tight end and bump him out about 2 yards, leave your slot back inside, and then run that slot back out, down the sideline, and then out for a pass. This is the Norman Dickey play, right?
Right.
So our quarterback fakes the handoff to the right side, throws the football down the field, the Norman Dickey play, and it's intercepted. The Norman Dickey super secret play is intercepted. And when I go to talk to Mr. Dickey, I said, hey, I hate to tell you, I got a bone to pick with you. Your fancy schmancy little play there was our quarterback's first interception of the year. And we call it 2 Norman Dickey. He said, well, I must have given you 2 Leon Thornhill. He said you can call it Leon Thornhill until you get it right.
There you go. That's a lot of knowledge sitting right there.
Yeah, it is. And Norman Dickey and wife Joanne sitting right down here in front of us. And Mr. Dickey, I'd like to know how many times he's mowed this field.
Oh, I know.
And worked on the scoreboard and all of those things that nobody likes to do.
But I bet when he took this field, it was still Johnson grass.
Yeah.
Looks a lot different now. Looks
just over the past 2 years, the difference in this stadium from what it was in 2013, and with the upgrades of the field house, the upgrades to the field, the bleachers, the press box, new press box on both sides of the field.
Right, and that's nice.
So a lot of investments have been made to this stadium. Now, we've made it quite known. This stadium is 81 years old, but it is looking fabulous.
It does. It looks real good. Coach Hudson, is he still mowing that thing 3 or 4 times a week?
Well, he is anyone who knows Coach Hudson knows that he's very particular about just about everything. And he told me that at the beginning of last year, and we were walking around, it was about late August, and he said, hey, look at this field. And I said, yeah, it looks great. He said, I've got 7 weeds. I'm down to 7 weeds on this field, and I'm going to get them. And I mean, that's just kind of the way he is. And Coach Hudson's that way, not only about the football field, but that kind of mentality triggers down and falls down to his football team. And you can see the difference in Howe Bulldogs pre-Zach Hudson and present and post-Zach Hudson here, as these kids are well-disciplined, well-trained. They they don't make a whole lot of mistakes because their head coach doesn't allow for that.
Right. My son was pre-Coach Hudson. He had Coach Hudson his first year here, but the difference in the first year versus the first 3 that he had were completely different. Now, Coach Hudson, he had Danny Barber, he had Coach Grimes, which have both moved on. Coach Grimes, University of Cincinnati, and the Bulldogs come out onto the field again.
Here come the Bulldogs, and Brandon Wall and J.P. Queen again lead them out with the flags.
And Coach Barber is now a War Eagle, but that whole group has been replaced with another group just like them that have done a tremendous job.
Yeah, matter of fact, Coach Hudson was talking to Coach Barber a week ago, and who keeps up, with the Bulldogs here, and they were talking about, hey, the first year and looking at things since, and he said, man, this isn't even the same place. It's not even the same. It's nothing's the same. And
nothing's the same.
And you talk about, hey, and that reflects over to this job too. When Coach Hudson took this position as the Howe head coach, it was a good football position, but now the Howe Bulldogs head coaching position is completely different.
Right.
This is a great job. If Coach Hudson were to leave, there would be many applicants trying to get into this place, because it has come from a from a good situation to a great situation.
Yes, it has.
And that always puts a smile on everybody's face around here.
It does. And here we go.
So here's Hers going to kick it off. It's going to be a high pooch kick near Brent Masters, who will take it at the 25-yard line. Coming up the left half, moving left to right. He will dive forward past the 40 to about the 42-yard line. And that's where Howe will take over and set up shop here to start the second half. Again, Howe deferred. They won the toss and decided to defer. They'll actually spot the ball at the 40. Uh-oh.
Brendan Binder made the stop for the Hornets. He made a shoestring stop for the Hornets.
Here's what kind of game we've got. I'm about to run out of ink.
Oh, don't run out of ink. I got a pen here if you need it.
We'll see if it holds up. 1st and 10, left to right. Wall under center. Handoff, first man through. Matthews going to gain a few, maybe a couple. 2nd down and 8 coming up, just underway here in the third quarter.
Brendan Binder, again, they don't stop for the Hornets.
So let me update this as I finally kind of halfway remembered.
Cade Courtney checking in for, to the game for running the play in for Harvey.
You know, this is huge, getting the ball first here in the second half in this kind of football game. Hand off, right side. Matthews got some room at the 40. Look out, trying to make a move at the 45. Escapes one defender at the 30. Look out with a great block from Brandon Wall to the 10, to the 5. Brought down at the 4-yard line.
Tackled by Clay Stevens from behind.
Matthews got a great block from his quarterback, Brandon Wall, on the edge and made one move to make a man miss. And I thought for a moment he was gone, but he was caught from behind at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to be something that not going to make that Muenster coach very happy, having to catch from behind.
So 1st and goal again for Howe. 10:50 on the third quarter clock. Handoff, Tyler Grisham left side looking for a seam. He's got one. It's touchdown time in Texas. 6-yard touchdown for Tyler Grisham. And the Bulldogs with a very important extension of their lead, 30-17, awaiting the PAT with 10:44 left to go in the third quarter.
You know, that was a great job there by Tyler. He made a good job. Kick was up and good.
So Howe with a 31-17 lead after Honaker's PAT with a huge touchdown there. 10:44 left in the third. Back in a moment with more. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldogs football in just a moment.
Think back to the best fried pies you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. Sweetie Pies has handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 972-821-1508. You must try Sweetie Pie's signature fried pie, Sawdust. I'm not even kidding.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
25-yard line.
Honaker on the kickoff kicks an onside kick that rolls, goes out of bounds at the 23-yard line. And Muenster will go ahead and take that kick and the penalty. Howe leading now. Update 31-17.
You know, we were talking about discipline and the difference in teams. You know, I'm not real sure what happened. We'll get back to that.
Here's Jones, shotgun formation, handoff quickly, and that's going to be the running back Parker McGrew. He's got some room across midfield into Howe territory at about the 48-yard line. So just like that, Muenster wasting no time as Harvey makes the stop there. It'll be 1st and 10 for Muenster, moving right to left. So this will be, again, McGrew left side.
Looked like a shoestring tackle by J.P. Queen.
J.P. Queen
and Andrew Griffin.
Andrew Griffin in on the stop.
Did this drive start at the 27?
Yes, sir.
All right, here's second down and 9. This is going to be a swing pass out to the right side. That's going to be caught, and Ty Harvey's going to bring him down after about a 13-yard gain, and that's to Brennan Binder. Binder with a big night last week against Pilot Point. Been, hasn't been real active in this game, and there's a man down for Howe. And I think that might be Harvey, as it's 1st and 10 for Muenster, and Ricky Yake, the trainer, is going out. Ricky Yake's been here for a very, very long time. This is his 28th year as the Howe Bulldogs head trainer on the field. I remember when he got here, and I think it was 1988 was his first year. We didn't know who he was. He was this young blonde-haired guy walking around with athletic tape, and we didn't know his name. We just called him Murray. For about 2 years, we called him Murray because we didn't know who he was.
And I guess he answered to that.
And then when I tore my ACL, I found out his name was Rick.
Right. While we got a second, what I was getting at a minute ago is, we talk about discipline on this team. When Tyler Grisham scored his touchdown, I'm not sure what he did. He scored a touchdown, and Coach West met him, patted him on the head, but got on to him all at the same time because he did something that just didn't make Dale West very happy. And for that brief second, he took a moment, talked to him, patted him on the head, and kept going.
Could be cramps there from Harvey as he gets up and comes off the field. 1st and 10 for Muenster. This will be Blaine Jones wanting to run it around the left side. He's got some room, gets a pretty good block, now escapes a seam and inside the 20 to about the 16, 17-yard line. So here's Muenster again knocking on the door. You knew they wouldn't go away quietly.
Right.
This is a very, very, very good football team with an extremely good quarterback in Blaine Jones. And this time he's going to hand off near side, and that's going to be his running back Parker McGrew, who's knocked down at the 11-yard line. And that'll be Harvey back in the game and on the tackle along with J.P. Queen. So second down and a little less than 5 coming up as Jones in shotgun, hands off McGrew, trying to bounce it out to the right side, escapes the tackle of Tyler Grisham, and is finally going to be brought down by Andrew Griffin along with Tyler Grisham. Gets back up and gets there along with Cooper Akins.
Tyler Grisham.
So third down and about 3, maybe 2.5 coming up for Muenster. Knocking on the door here at the Howe, call it the 9-yard line. And checking out of the game is going to be the running back Parker McGrew. And
looks like number 32 checked in.
And this is going to be Jones. He's going to hand off left side. And that is going to be the running back Brennan Binder. He's a slot receiver. He gets the carry there. And it's going to be 4th and short.
Tanner Hartsfield made the stop.
And quickly, Jones wants it. Handoff. Met at the line of scrimmage on 4th and 1. The Bulldogs say no. There's a fumble on the play. Picked up, but it's going to be ruled dead at the 9-yard line. And the Howe Bulldogs defense can be called the Black Plague on that play, as it'll be 1st and 10, a turnover on downs, and Muenster all of a sudden, if Howe scores here, is going to be looking for quick answers.
Yeah, responder Stephen Braswell says the right side made the tackle. Which would be Tanner Hartsfield, Tyler Grisham, Cooper.
So Howe takes over the ball at their own 9-yard line with 8:29 on the clock. Handoff right side, not much doing there.
Looked like C.T. Trubenbach made the stop.
Carrying for loss of 2 on the play.
Well, that's
Landry
a big
Elvington
moment.
Checked in. Yes, it was.
That was a big moment tonight. 2nd down and long. Call it a 2-yard loss there. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12. Howe trapped on their own end, deep in their own end of the field. This is going to be a handoff Matthews, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage before he is gang tackled by 10 white jerseys of Muenster.
C.T. Trubenbach led the defense.
Muenster in all white tonight. White pants, white jerseys, white helmet. They have red numerals outlined in what I think is black. Red socks.
Your favorite color.
So they're kind of SMU looking a little bit from a distance.
Right.
And two receivers out, twins to the left for Howe. And this will be Wall rolling out that way. He's going to hand off up the middle, however. And boy, the Muenster Hornets read that one. It looked like a draw play, but that was sniffed out. Nothing doing there. A loss. A big loss, and now a late flag comes in. A helmet is off. Jaden Matthews' helmet is off. Late flag went way above the field goal post and is laying at the back of the end zone. And we'll see what this one is.
Unsportsmanlike against Howe.
Unsportsmanlike.
Flag thrown.
It looks like.
5-yard line.
So Hudson's not going to be happy about that. Tyler Grisham is talking to Dale West and Coach Hudson. So, you know, if you're the only good thing about this kind of penalty
personal foul is
it's you know, it's not going to be the full 15 yards. It's just not 15 yards to give up. However, it's 4th down and about 15, and now you've got a punt out of your end zone. And Brandon Wall will do the punting.
Yeah, that's you're right there on the back of the end zone.
And he does punt it away. It's an end-over-end kick, going to bounce at the 30-yard line and go out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. So, yeah, maybe about a 28-yard punt, somewhere around there. Muenster all of a sudden is in pretty good shape with the ball at the Howe 30. We'll call it the 33. And there is 6:55 on the clock. So here is Jones rolling out right side. 1st and 10, bouncing it outside. A hold on Tyler Grisham, and J.P. Queen is going to finally bring him down after about a 5-yard gain, but Tyler Grisham was tackled out on the right edge, and that's coming back. And that not only was a hold, but it was a hold in the backfield, which will be a spot foul. So really, the flag is thrown at the 38-yard line-ish. And we'll see if they spot it from the 38 backwards to the 48. And the Muenster coach is talking to the official, pleading his case that it wasn't a hold. Brady Carney's out there really doing his greatest sales job on the umpire, or the referee, Blake Womack. But the ball will be spotted at the 43-yard line. So 1st and about 23 yards. And this is Jones wanting to throw left side. Low throw, and it's going to be incomplete. In one hop to his receiver, Max Herr, who kind of trapped it. Herr thought he made the catch, but the official said he trapped it. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 20 something.
They got it marked as 20.
20. So 2nd down and 20. Jones, shotgun, low snap, handoff, and coming near side, almost fumbled, is Parker McGrew, but he's brought down after a short gain by Dylan Moreau. And
Mike Heppenstall.
So that'll spot the ball at the 42-yard line. 3rd down and 18 coming up. And remember, Muenster, 18 is nothing for these guys. They can rip that one off with one pass. Timeout's been called by Muenster. We will take 1-2 back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
A word from Douglas Propane.
Working at Douglas, you are a member of the family. You do get to see Brad and Diane and the members of the family. We've just entered into our 3rd generation of the family. Whitney has joined as credit manager. You're in there with the family, and they treat you as such. We appreciate our customer base in Howe and surrounding communities, and go Bulldogs. Have a great year.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Bucksnort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
3rd and 18 coming up here as Brad Carney, the head coach, took the whole time out to talk to the officials and chew on them a little bit. Jones drops back 2 steps, steps up in the pocket, throws deep down the right side, and it's going to be incomplete as the receiver and the cornerback, Cooper Akins, bumped into each other a little bit, but they were both headed towards that football. No flag, 4th down and 18 coming up, and now all of a sudden we've had defensive stands in the second half, and that did not happen but once in the first half.
Right, and this is turned into a little bit of a one-sided game.
Well, this is going to be a punt because the punt team comes in. It would be, however, about a 58-yard field goal had they want to try that, but none of that, as Jones is going to punt a wobbly kick, and it's going to be taken by Andrew Griffin at the 10-yard line, and he's brought down immediately right there. And a flag comes in late, and J.P. Queen is running out of the pile there. We'll see what happens, as it was right about the 25-yard line is where the flags were thrown. We'll see what the official. Andrew Griffin was brought down immediately, and he's limping pretty good. He's being helped off the field. So that's a big loss if Andrew Griffin can't come back into this game. He was hit in punt return. As soon as he caught the ball, he was brought down immediately. He's holding his right leg.
Looks like he got it. Looks like he got a cramp, maybe.
So personal foul against Howe, and they'll spot the ball at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, we had a little bit of extracurricular going on in the back. I didn't see what happened back here on the 25, but I was watching back there where Andrew was.
So Howe has the ball at their own 12. 6:06 on the third quarter clock, leading Muenster 31-17. So they're going to back this one up half the distance to the goal. This will be the 6-yard line, actually, is where Howe will start after the personal foul penalty. And Griffin still on the ground with both hands holding his face mask as trainer Ricky Yates stretching out that right leg. So it possibly could be cramps, and we definitely don't want to speculate on what an injury might be, but we do know that he's being stretched out.
Right.
So here come the Dogs at their own 6-yard line. 6:06 on the clock, leading 31-17. Brandon Wall under center, handoff. Tyler Grisham met at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there. Driven backwards, but forward progress will take him back. Well, we'll take him to about the 5, maybe the 4-yard line. So a loss of 2. And now another injured Bulldog down on the field. And Ricky Yake's son, Colby Yake, will be running out on the field. And now Zach Hudson goes out, and now Ricky Yake goes out. So maybe Chase Harvey, Stephen Braswell tells us, is the injured Bulldog out there. And number 64 is going out there. Now, we don't want to speculate what 64 is going out there, but we do know who it is not, and it's not Adam Fox. It could be Landry Elvington, and that's probably who it is, who is going in at that position. Or it could be Connor Jackson, actually, instead of, well, it is Connor Jackson who is down. And now he is getting up.
Injured player.
And he's not being helped off the field. He is walking. And Colby Yake gives him a big slap on the head.
Says, come on, you're
says,
good.
Come on, let's get off this field. Meanwhile, it appears that Landry Elvington has put on number 64 again and is going to play that guard position for at least one play as Ty Harvey brings the play in. Right now, there's 5:48 on the clock. Howe leading 31-17 in the third quarter, but backed up at their own 4-yard line. 2nd down and 12 coming up. Wall under center. Man in motion is Masters. He gets the carry, coming near side. Looking for a block from Matthews. He's got the 10, the 15. He's got the 20. Gets a block to the 30 and down at the 32-yard line. And now Masters is a little bit gimpy, but he hands the ball to the referee and stays on the field. And another flag.
Far side of the field, looks like on about that 8 or 9.
So it was a great run, but it appears that it may be coming back. And it is against Howe. It's a holding penalty. What a terrible time to get a holding call right there, just as you battled and got yourself out of the box. The hanky got you.
Yeah, it did.
So now the ball will be spotted at the 2. I think they're gonna set it at the 2.
Looks like Connor checked back in.
Or the 3 rather. They're gonna set it at the 3. So here comes Howe. It's still second down. The only good thing about that is not a loss of down. 5:32 on the clock, 31-17, Howe in the lead. Starting to get maybe a little sloppy here. Second down and 13 coming up for the Bulldogs. As why not run the exact same thing? Everybody comes tight. Offset I formation, and this is going to be a handoff to the left side. And that's Grisham, and he gets some room out near the 10-yard line. Maybe crosses the 10, which will set up a third down and 6-ish, 5.5.
5.5.
Brought down by number 21, Trudenbach.
So
Trudenbach and Plush.
3rd and 6 coming up. Ty Harvey brings the play in. 4:50 left to go in the third. This has been a pretty long third.
Yes, it has.
Chase Harvey breaks the huddle. Brandon Wall follows him up to the line of scrimmage. This is going to be a handoff. Masters coming near side looking for a block. Flag down. This time Munster's right in the face of Masters. Nothing doing there. And a flag against Howe again.
However, a penalty flag thrown looks like a
Blaine Jones made the stop.
You know, and this may be declined. It would be 4th down and somewhere around 5. And, you know, if I'm Muenster and I've seen Howe, you know, break out a couple of times, I might decline that. But nonetheless, Munster's going to take the penalty, so it'll be 3rd and 10. And here comes Landry Elvington wearing number 4 checking into the game. So 3rd and 10.
After the penalty is marked off,
I'm telling you, I would have declined that one.
Go for a Bulldog first down.
And I think they did. I think that's what he blew the whistle, and this back judge was waving decline.
Okay, now they have officially moved the ball back
Muenster has
to the 11-yard line, bringing up 4th and about 5, and punt time for Howe.
And 5 yards to go for a Bulldog first down.
Clay Stevens will stand back and punt return for Muenster. And we have 4:27 enrolling here in the third quarter. Howe leading 31-17. Walls punt, a high, kind of spiraling kick, goes almost in the first row.
Right.
Not a very long kick at all. It was very high, and Coach Dale West looking at him like, hey. And Dale West points in the stands, hey, what are you doing kicking it over there? Kick it that away.
Right.
Hey, the field's over here, bud.
Go south.
So they'll spot the ball at the 27-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Hornets.
On the Howe side. That's huge. 4:17 on the clock. And this is going to be Jones handing off right side to Seth Flush. And he'll gain maybe about 5.
Tyler Grisham and Tanner Hartsfield in on the stop.
They'll spot the ball at the 23-yard line, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 6 for Muenster, moving right to left here at Bulldog Stadium towards that north end zone.
You know, the last 2 weeks, the third quarter has just been killed us.
Jones screen out right side to a slot back, and that'll be a complete pass for about 4 yards, bringing up 3rd and short at the Howe 20.
Tanner Hartsfield made the stop.
And now he is not feeling great as he trying to come off the field. Left side, this is going to be Jones. Escapes a tackle to the 5, to the end zone. Jones, touchdown, Muenster. And now flags all over the place.
Well, we got flags everywhere.
There was a flag on the near side because Hartsfield couldn't get off the field fast enough, I believe. And then there's another flag at about the 20-yard line. And we'll see what that one is. One will be against Howe.
Then we got one over on the far side.
So if that one's against Muenster, we've got something intriguing here.
Penalty against the Dogs. Too many men on the
Wow, holding against Muenster.
Against
Personal
Muenster.
foul, Muenster.
Also, personal foul called against Muenster.
Wow. So no touchdown. Wipe that one out.
3:26 left on the clock.
Wipe out. I'm going to write my notes. Wipe out touchdown by Jones. Flag.
Hey, did you update the board?
I don't know that there's anything to update
Oh,
yet.
Nope, not yet. You
So-
did.
So it'll be 3rd down and 9, and a timeout's been called. We'll take 1-2 quickly. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Welcome back. Nothing has changed here. It's 3rd down and 10. 9.5, 10 yards for Muenster. Moving right to left at the Howe 27-yard line. Muenster comes out on the field now. Howe does. And we're just about ready to get back under action. Howe leading 31-17 here in the 3rd quarter. There is 3 minutes and 26 seconds on the clock. Now they move the ball up a little bit.
Like 4 yards.
So it'll be 3rd, not 9. It'll be 3rd and 6. I don't understand that math, but it's 3rd and 6. And the ball's at the 27-yard line. Awaiting the play. Now, once again, Brady Carney is extremely upset. And the umpire or referee, Blake Womack, calls an official timeout. They want to talk about the spot of the ball, I believe. So now everybody will gather together. They're going to talk this one through and see where the ball should be. As Coach Carney, and I'm not talking about Michelle, and I'm not talking about Robbie. Brady Carney on the far side is just livid about the spot. Puts his hands on his knees, bend down, looks at the ground in frustration, and now comes up with his hands on his hips. The officials are talking to each other. Right now the ball's spotted at the 28-yard line.
Now he's pointing. He's wanting right here. Here's where I want, guys, right here.
He wants the ball at the 25.
This is where you need to put the
ball.
ball.
Yeah, he's like he's karate chopping the 25-yard line. Or the 20-yard line. Is that right, or is that the 25?
No, I think it's the 20.
Yeah, that's right, because the ball's at the 23. Sorry, I was saying the 28. The ball's actually at the 23. So he's wanting 3 more yards. He's really upset at the officials. And now he's still animated over there. Pulls a Michael Jackson with a sidestep.
But he's been very polite. He'll I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But let me talk to you.
I love the karate chop in the 20-yard line, though.
Right.
And now he's really frustrated as he throws his head back. Now throws his head down. Looks at the ground. Looks like he's in trouble. It looks like a 4th grader fixing to go to the principal's office. But now his palms are up in the air, still stating his case.
Coach Hudson's got his headset off, his hands on his hip. Boy, we got an interesting ball game tonight.
And now they're going to spot the ball. He won the case. And they're going to spot the ball at the 20-yard line, bringing up a 3rd and short, 3rd and 2. So now Coach Hudson is going to talk to the official. And we'll find out what happens there, as now Hudson wants an explanation. And you can tell by the Howe crowd not happy about that.
3rd down and 2 yards for a Hornet. 1st down.
Yeah, let's see how Coach Hudson reacts.
So an explanation by the referee, Blake Womack, to Coach Hudson. And apparently Hudson satisfied with the explanation, and now it'll be 3rd and 2. Jones in shotgun formation. He wants to run for the first down right side, trapped in the backfield, spins out of a tackle, brought down by J.P. Queen, and it's going to be 4th and 2. Great job by that Black Plague, as it may be even a yard loss.
Well, what do they do here?
Well, if I'm Muenster, I got to get back in this football game, and it's worth it at that side of the field to go ahead and go for it here, and that's what they're going to do. Jones has 2 men in the backfield, and he wants to hand off near side, and a great tackle by Queen, brought down by Andrew Griffin back in the game. Did he get enough for the first? It's going to be close. Griffin actually hit him from behind, moving him forward. So they're going to spot the ball inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line, and it's another turnover on downs.
Good stance. Good defensive stance right
The
there.
Black Plague is in effect tonight at Bulldog Stadium.
Yeah, that was a tremendous stand right there. All right, we got a ball game. We got a good ball game.
So 2:48 on the clock. Howe gets the ball back. And they'll spot the ball at the 18-yard line. So we'll officially call it the 18, as here comes Wall and company. Man in motion. Handoff, right side. Matthews, 1 yard.
Man, hard by
Gain of a yard on the
C.T. Trubenbach.
Ball carrier.
Ball spotted at the 20, so maybe 2 yards on the play. Second down and a long 8 coming up. And the Bulldogs taking their time here, not quickly sending the play in, and now Elvington will do so with 2:20 on the clock here in the third. A long, drawn-out third quarter as Wall comes under center. And he wants to hand off Grisham over left guard, 1 yard. 3rd and long coming up, and sometimes and a lot of times that means Brent Masters on the near side reverse. It's 3rd and 6.
Brennan Binder in on the stop. You know, that was a tremendous defensive stand right there.
Yes, it was. They've had the Bulldogs, and I don't know why, just out of thin air tonight, the Black Plague will call the defense.
There you go.
The Black Plague has had 2 defensive stands tonight. Here comes Wall. 3rd down and 6, maybe 7. This will be a handoff. Grisham running left side, stopped at the line of scrimmage, spins forward. It's going to be 4th down and about 3 in punt time for the Howe Bulldogs. So what was an offensive explosion in the first half turns into a defensive battle here in the second half.
Ethan Fleming in on a stop for Muenster. Yeah, it has. It's turned into a defensive game versus what we had the first half.
You know, the first half, the halftime score was 24-17. We've had 1 touchdown here in the third quarter. And this is Wall going to kick a high, wobbly kick, not very far, caught by Clay Stevens at the 46-yard line in Howe territory. So, again, pretty good field position for Muenster. They've yet to really capitalize on that to this point. But we'll see what happens here. 50 seconds on the third quarter clock. And Muenster can get a couple of plays in here before they have to switch around. It's 1st and 10. Muenster right now moving right to left. And it'll be Max Hurst split out wide left with Danglemeyer in the slot. And Jones hands off. First man through, the only man in the backfield. Parker McGrew gained 4 yards.
Andrew Griffin and Mike Heppenstall in on the stop.
Ball spotted at the 43-yard line. Second down and 6 coming up.
30 seconds.
Jones pumps right side, throws right side, caught right side, trying to make a man miss. It's a first down for Muenster. Inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Griffin and Wall combine on the stop, but it'll be a first down for Muenster. They're moving the sticks right now. There's 24 seconds and rolling on the clock. That ball was caught by wideout Danny Lutmer. And now Jones wants it, drops back 3 steps, looks down the field, throws across the middle, and it's incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 11 seconds here in the third quarter. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Brennan Binder checks into the game, and that means danger normally because he's a weapon on offense. He runs that slot position. Had a big night last week against Pilot Point, and on 2nd down and 10, he is in the game in the slot right here. 11 seconds on the clock. They're waiting the perfect call, apparently. Yes. Finally, it does come through. Jones, slot or shotgun, looking left, throws left, and it's going to be caught and dropped. He had to dive for it, and that's Herr. Max Herr went for it. It was a low throw at the 20-yard line, and it just went out of his hands. It'll be 3rd down with 7 seconds.
Brennan Ross in on the coverage.
3rd and 10. Jones with McGrew to his left. Fakes the screen to him and now throws, and it's dropped by Binder. 4th and 10 coming up, and that was going to be the screen pass underneath the Binder, and he just dropped it. So 4th and 10, and there's 3 seconds on the clock before the 4th quarter.
All right.
You got to love Coach Simmons standing at the 50-yard line, don't you?
You do.
Man alive, what a man. 4th and 10. Jones pumps fakes left, rolls out right, wants to throw deep down the field towards the end zone, and it is in and out of the hands and incomplete. Wall was in coverage, but that ball falls incomplete, trying to hit the back. Parker McGrew out of the backfield, and another turnover on downs for the Black Plague, and Howe will have the ball starting the 4th quarter, leading 31-17 when we come back.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Do you love coffee? Wish there was a local coffee shop to study, work, and get the best coffee drinks and baked goods in Texas? Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne is your dream come true. Carrie's Coffee Company serves the highest quality organic coffee and espresso drinks like cafe mocha, caramel macchiato, and cappuccino, plus iced coffee frappes with your favorite flavor. Visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. We are starting the 4th quarter, and we will call this Bulldog quarter, as we have for the past couple of years. Howe will start at their own 28-yard line, moving right to left now, swapping sides of the field towards the north end zone. Wall goes under center, and somebody jumps off sides early. Landry Elvington, even before Wall got under center, he jumped off sides. Dale West is saying, what in the world? So the beginning of Bulldog quarter starts with a penalty and a flag against Howe. So instead of starting at the 28, they'll push it back to the 23.
Penalty is being marked off against the Bulldogs. 5-yard penalty. First down, 5 yards to go.
Not sure what happened there. A little bit of confusion, obviously. So 1st and 15 as we're into the 4th quarter. And see if I can change that. And this is going to be Wall, handoff, first man through Matthews. Man, Matt Griffin all the way down the field looking for a block on the safety. He got out there in a hurry. He was flying down the field.
Nolan Bayer and Clay Stevens in on the stop.
First down and 15 to go. Now after that play, second down.
Harvey brings the play in.
12.
So here we are in the 4th quarter. 31-17, Howe in the lead. Wall under center, Masters in motion, handoff, first man through man. No, he pitches it out to Masters. A perfect misdirection. Masters has the corner and is out of bounds apparently on the far side. Looked like he had turned the corner, was going to the house. He has the first down near midfield, but went out of bounds right at the stripe, apparently. Oh, they'll mark him out way back at the 40.
Wayne Jones run him out of bounds.
Wow, he ran out a lot further back than what we thought, about 10 yards further back.
Yeah,
So
I thought he went out at the 50.
Yeah, he went out at the 40, and here's Landry Elvington bring the play in. 1st and 10, right to left goes Howe. As Chase Harvey comes under center, followed by Brandon Wall, the quarterback. Handoff, Tyler Grisham, left side, and he busts out a 1 tackle gain of about 3 yards up to the 43-yard line.
Clay Stevens in on the stop.
You know, this is a very, what a night. You're talking a marketing person, and I hate to, be a marketing person for an ISD, but goodness, homecoming game against a great football team, and you've got the lead in the 4th quarter. Whew.
Yeah, that's a.
Here comes Masters on the near side, and he barrels over one Muenster Hornet. He lowered the boom on Nolan Bayer and gained a few yards. It's going to be 3rd and 4.5 for the Bulldogs. Not yet to midfield at the 46-yard line.
10:25 on the clock.
Elvington brings the play in here in the 4th quarter. 31-17, Howe in the lead. Chase Harvey with the ball at center. Wall under center. Handoff. Grisham not going to get the first down. He's going to gain 1. It'll bring up 4th and 3, and here you go.
CT Truman ball.
Now here's the decision. Now you can be Riverboat Gambler all you want in about 10 yards, but right now is an interesting decision against a really good team. It's 4th and 2. And the Riverboat Gambler is going to kind of push everything in and fold on this one. It's going to be punt time for Howe.
I think that's to me. I think that's the
smart
right call.
It's the smart call. Yeah, I have to agree with you. So Brandon Wall will go back in punt formation. 4th and 2, shy of midfield. This will be a high. This is the best kick yet. High kick, bouncing at the 20, and takes a good Bulldog hop, and finally goes out of bounds right around the 12 or about the 15-yard line. Pretty good punt right there by Brandon Wall.
That was a great punt right there.
There is 9:22 left to go in the game. Muenster's going to take the ball at their own 15. That's probably the worst field position they've started with in quite a while. Matter of fact, you have to go back early in the 3rd quarter. This is going to be a handoff right side, or actually that's going to be McGrew. No, that's Binder on the carry, rather. He'll gain about 8 yards on 1st down and bring up 2nd down and 2.
Looks like Mason Riggs made the stop for the Bulldogs. He's checked in at safety.
Ball at the 22. This is Jones under pressure. Wanted to roll right, now rolls left. He's got some room over there and is finally going to get near the out-of-bounds marker and is brought down before he can get there. And that looks like Blesseye possibly on the tackle, maybe even helping Stell. And now Hartsfield is on the ground.
We have a injury timeout.
He flipped over during the play, and now he's flipped over on his back as the trainers will go out there and visit with Mr. Hartsfield. And now Stephen Braswell tells us that Brennan Ross is also down. And these could be cramps. Again, this is it's that time of year where, those calves really are the first things to cramp up. And, boy, that happens a lot this early when it's humid, when it's hot. You don't see that a whole lot in October, but you do in September. So Hartsfield gets up, bends over a little bit, and kind of walking gingerly off the field. Ross pops up. He's fine. And now checking in is Brent Masters. And he'll check in for Brennan Ross. So Stephen Braswell telling us that Hartsfield landed flat on his back, so could be just out of breath, but he is kind of walking very gingerly off the field. He's just now making it to the sidelines. So 8:48 on the clock. It's a first down and 10 for Muenster as they're moving left to right here with a first down. And a bobbled snap picks it up, and he's going to go down immediately. A great job there by the Bulldog defense. Brennan Ross comes back in, and Brent Masters will check out.
Like J.P. Queen and Cameron Blesseye in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Boy, is it me or when you see 34 Austin Lee out there? Just seeing 34 reminds you of Portman a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
Here's Jones around the right side. Actually, that's McGrew, and he'll gain about 4, but Muenster's still going to need at least 8 to get the first down. Ball spotted at the 28-yard line.
Cameron Blesseye
on the stop.
So Mason Riggs looks over at the side, wants to play, gets it as a no-huddle offense. As Jones throws it, and it's going to be caught. Driven backwards, Brennan Ross with a great play. Maybe enough for a first, and it's going to be enough for the first as it's caught by Carson Trubenbach. But Ross was right there to make sure nothing else happened.
First down for the.
So about a 9-yard pass and catch from Jones to Trubenbach. Bring up a first down, and Jones wants to go that way again. This time he hits his receiver, Keegan Dangelmeyer.
J.P. Queen and Brennan Ross in on the stop.
Gain of 4, 5, and there's 7:20 on the clock left in the game. Low snap, digged up by Jones, handoff to McGrew, who has another first down near the midfield stripe at the 49-yard line.
Tripped up by Dylan Monroe.
So another first down for Muenster as they appear to be driving here late in the game. 7:11 on the clock. Stop momentarily until the chains move, and now they do. Here's Jones, just with a lot of time. Standing there looking, now flushes out to the left and has all the time in the world to find his receiver, Clay Stevens, for about an 8-yard gain across into Howe territory at the 43-yard line. Second down and 2 coming up for Muenster. No huddle offense. You seem to feel that they're getting their groove back on this drive. And this is going to be a handoff McGrew. He has another first down at the 40-yard line, tripped up by Helpenstill, the right defensive end. And they'll move the sticks here with another Muenster first down at the 40.
Helpenstill, he shut that end off.
First down and 10. Shotgun. Jones throws out right side. It's going to be caught by his receiver and brought down almost immediately. That was Bryce Herr who caught it on the run in towards the line of scrimmage and is going to actually lose a yard because Jones was in shotgun formation. So a loss of 1 on the play. 1 step drop, throwing right side, another incomplete pass, a low pass to Bryce Herr, and it'll be 3rd and 11. So the momentum that Muenster had a moment ago, all of a sudden quickly with 2 plays, seems to be diminished a little bit, but with that offense, they could pick it up in a hurry. Ball at the 41-yard line, Howe territory. Rolling out left, Jones throws, caught. Near a first down, it's going to be a first down. Hits his receiver, Keegan Dangelmeyer.
Ty Harvey in on the stop.
And the ball will be spotted at the 29-yard line inside Howe territory. Moving the sticks again, 1st and 10, 5:57 on the clock. Muenster's going to need to score pretty quickly a couple of times here. Timeout's been called by Howe. And we will take 1-2 back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
While we have a break in the action, I have been asked.
Bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only.
Where you get great food and big smiles, and a little message for our Howe Bulldog football players. Go Bulldogs, fight Bulldogs, win, win, win. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Welcome back as Jones pump fakes, rolls out right side under pressure. Now rolling, still on the move to the 35, throwing it down the field. It's caught and dropped a little bit high, and not able to come down with it was Danglemeyer, and it falls incomplete. Second down and 10 coming up for the Bulldogs, or for Muenster rather.
There we go.
Second down and 10. Jones, handoff near side. That's McGrew. He's got the 30. He's got the 25, 20. Cuts it up inside. He's now got the right hash to the 5 and down inside the 5 to the 2-yard line.
Look like J.P. Queen hit on the stop.
Holding is the call against
Now, as you can hear probably by Roger Tidwell, a holding call against Muenster. So mark that big run off, and that will come back. And instead of the ball being at the 30, which it was, it will come back around the 40, and it'll be second down and 20.
Looks like Richard Sloan just checked into the game. He's a cornerback. Tyler Grisham checked out.
They'll spot the ball at the 39-yard line. So really, second down and 20. Jones, shotgun. He's going to fake the hand, throwing it deep down the left side. He's got a man open, but overshoots him by just a step. Brennan Ross in coverage, and another flag is thrown somewhere about 12 yards down the field.
Incomplete. We have a penalty flag thrown. Holding is the call against the Bulldogs.
And then we have a defensive holding against Howe. So 5:24 left to go in the game. Howe leading 31-17. If Muenster wants to win this football game, they've got to get it in gear in a hurry, and they're trying to do so here.
With a 10-yard penalty,
so it'll be a first down for Muenster and back at the 29-yard line. So essentially first and 10. Here we go, handoff left side, and that's going to be Clay Stevens. And he'll gain about 5-6 yards inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line. Dylan Moreau, J.P. Queen, and Mason Riggs in on the stop there. Second down and 4 coming up. Jones, shotgun formation, rolling right, looking like he's going to keep it. He does. He's got the 20 and barrels over Cooper Akins at the 15-yard line, and they'll spot him at the 14. Akins, the cornerback, really got prepared to take a hit, and he took one.
Yeah, he did.
14-yard line as another first down for Muenster. 4:48 on the clock. Jones, handoff. McGrew, left side, bounces it out. He's got room. He can almost walk the dog to the pylon. Touchdown, Muenster.
Number 6,
and that one
with the touchdown
will be a 14-yard touchdown by Parker McGrew. And we'll see what Muenster tries to do here. You know, you think if they're going to win the game, they need to get a 2-point conversion. And they will line up in the swinging gate and now come back over. It appears that they will kick. Herr has done the kicking, and I believe he will too. We'll hear too, as Stevens the holder. Herr's kick is going to be up, high enough, long enough, and good enough. And now Muenster cuts the lead 31-24 here at Bulldog Stadium in front of a homecoming crowd with 4:38 left to go in this football game. We'll be back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
You might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique. If you haven't been to downtown Howe lately, you might be surprised. All the buildings are full, including the unique retail experiences of Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Located at 107 and 109 East Haining Street, the two antique and gift shops offer unique items that are rarely available in the Howe area, but with Howe area prices. Come and enjoy this trip back in time to the Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, open noon to 8, Thursdays through Saturday. Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
What is Cavender Home Theater? Do we only do those big fancy media rooms? Heck no! We started in 1978 installing TV antennas. Guess what? We still do and get over 40 Dallas channels that way for our customers. Along the way, we had requests to install speakers, mount TVs, or install dish, so now we do it all. From hooking up a TV with a soundbar to whole house audio with all the bells and whistles. Visit CavenderHT.com to see all we have to offer or call 903-892-3499.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Muenster just cut the lead, 31-24 in front of this homecoming crowd. 4:38 left to go in the game. Howe's going to get the football unless something disastrous happens here. And their hope is to take the remaining 4 minutes and 38 seconds off of this clock, go home with this homecoming win. So here's her. He's going to kick this one off from the 40. Muenster left to right. It's going to be a short pooch kick. Going to be fair caught, called for by Tyler Grisham. And Bulldogs will set up shop at the 34-yard line, at their own 34, with officially 4:38 left to go in the game. So 4 minutes and 38 seconds of ground and pound and go home with a win and drive by and kiss that victory light.
Right. Which?
That's the goal.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
1st and 10, right to left, wall under center. Matthews in the backfield, Masters in motion, handoff Matthews, 1 yard. Up to the 35, second down and 9 coming up.
Matthews, gain 2 on the play.
Ethan Flaming on the tackle. The 175-pound junior from Muenster, as the Bulldogs kind of taking their time. There's not going to be any hurry, as Dale West even called Ty Harvey back and said, hey, I got to tell you something else. Now you can go. Second down and 9. Harvey will be the tight end on the right side. Wall under center. Masters in motion. Toss. Near side. Masters looking for a block, but gets the corner. Goes out of bounds. Just shy of the 40-yard line. He had a seam. He just couldn't stay in bounds.
Clay Stevens running him out of bounds.
You don't want to be running out of bounds.
Right.
Keep it in bounds. 39-yard line. 3rd and 5. Clock is at 3:52. And it stopped because it got out of bounds.
Yeah, fall down. Don't
that
run
is
out.
not what Howe wanted right there. 3rd and 5. Handoff. Tyler Grisham, left side. He's got a look. He's got some room to the 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Kiss him goodbye. Points to the sky. It is touchdown time in Texas. And Grisham puts the exclamation point on this homecoming evening in 2016. 37-24, awaiting this PAT with 3 minutes, 43 seconds left. And Honecker running on the field for the PAT.
Brennan Ross, the holder, was late to the field.
A high snap. Ross has to get it down. Therefore, the kick is blocked. And that is an extra point that you hope isn't needed in this 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Back in a moment.
Think back to the best fried pies you've ever had. It won't compare to Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne. Sweetie Pies has handmade apricot, apple, peach, buttermilk, chocolate, coconut, and lemon fried pies that melt in your mouth. Located at 120 South Main Street in Van Alstyne on the east side of downtown. Give them a call at 972-821-1508. You must try Sweetie Pie's signature fried pie, Sawdust. I'm not even kidding.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium, a 57-yard touchdown. We will call it. That's unofficial. 57-yard touchdown, very unofficial. But we will call it that momentarily. 37-24. Howe in the lead. 3:43 left to go in the game. The extra point was a bad snap, which Ross had to bring down. And once he finally brought it down, Muenster was all over, in the backfield. Therefore, it was an easy block. So the PAT no good. Howe leads by 13, 37-24 with 3:43 left to go in this game. Honecker on to boot this one away. Now, when he kicks it this way, right to left, he's been booming it. As the wind is kind of blowing towards that way, you can see the flag blowing towards the concession stand at the north end. So Honecker taking advantage of that. Masters was going to run on the field for a second to take somebody's spot, but ran back off the field. Honecker stepping this one off to try to boot this one away. Ball's set up at the 40. It's blown off the tee once, and now the ball is up in the air. This one not a booming kick. It's going to be taken at about the 5-yard line. Coming up the left hash, it's Parker McGrew. Actually, that's not. That's Stevens. And he'll be brought down inside the 25. Well, they may mark him right at the 25. So Muenster takes over.
Dylan Monroe made the stop for the Bulldogs.
And I believe they're going to mark it right at the 25. There is exactly 3 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, we need to make this window just a little bit bigger.
And the Black Plague looking for a stand right here to finish this football game off. This is going to be Jones looking left side, deep left side, covered up by Brennan Ross as the receiver. That is actually, that is Carson Trubenbach. And it falls incomplete about a yard over Trubenbach's head. Now Ross, with some more cramps, I guess, just falls down at the 38-yard line. So Ross had to sprint on that play in coverage on Trubenbach. At least the cramps happened now after the play instead of during the play. But Brent Masters checks in. And that's probably what Masters was going to do a moment ago, go on the kickoff team in place of Brennan Ross, who the coaching staff has to know by now he's suffering from some cramp situations. So Ross will definitely come out of the game as Masters is already in. Again, a hot, humid night in Texas in September equals a lot of cramps.
Yeah, that's Brian Ross right there walking at you. Looks just like him.
He is a carbon copy of his father, who ran so many touchdowns on this field back in 1987. Jones waiting for the official whistle, and there that goes. And here is Jones from the own 25, and he hands off first man through, and there was lots of room there for the running back, which was Seth Flush. He's going to gain nearly 10 yards,
Brandon Wall,
which it may be 10 yards. And it will be 10 yards. They'll move the sticks. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. The chain crew has to hurry because Jones is in a hurry. Handoff, left side, trying to find all the way to the corner. Is going to be horse-collared and drugged down from behind. A 4-yard gain for Brennan Binder. No flag on the play. Apparently a legal tackle.
J.P. Queen brought him down. 2nd
down and 8 coming up. Players have to hurry to get off the field as interchanging players here on defense. Jones wants to run it. That's actually McGraw. And he's got the 40. Look out. 30, 25, 20. Being chased down by Harvey and Masters. He's going to be close, if not in. And in. They're going to say touchdown. Parker McGrew.
Touchdown for the Hornets.
On a very, very long touchdown.
Looks like we got a player possibly down on the far side.
And over in that corner was
Harvey.
It looked like Harvey was over there, or maybe Masters. One of the two were at the very end of that play, and it appears it may be Masters. And it could be they're looking now. The trainers are looking at the left shoulder area. But right now, there's 2:44 on the clock left in the game. 37-30 as Muenster just scores. And I wish I'd remembered the spot of the ball. I believe it was the 35.
Yeah. 35, 38.
35-yard line. So that would have been a 65-yard touchdown for McGrew. And it is Brent Masters who is down on the field. Still attending to him. 2:44 right now on the clock until this game is over. But a 65-yard touchdown as Masters gets up here.
Brent Masters being helped off the field.
You know, that's a lot of defensive backs being injured early on in this season. So now Muenster apparently is going to try to kick the extra point here. And why not? Right now, it's a 7-point game. If you kick the extra point and you're successful, it's obviously 6. And with their offense, crazy things can't happen.
Right.
There's 2 minutes, 44 seconds on the clock. And here's the PAT by Herr. Stevens will hold. And it's a low snap. Stevens digs it out, and Herr bangs it through. 37-31. Hold everything. This one ain't over. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
A word from Douglas Propane.
I've been in the industry for 21 years. The other day I got a call from a elderly lady on the side of the highway that wanted to thank me because one of my technicians stopped and changed her tire for her. The service goes so much further than beyond propane. It's the mentality of the person that we have on our staff. We appreciate our customer base in Howe and surrounding communities, and go Bulldogs. Have a great year.
Welcome back as this one has turned into be a tighter finish than what we wanted.
Barn burner.
We earlier with a 2-touchdown advantage, things were looking a whole lot different. 37-24, just a few minutes ago. All of a sudden, 37-31 with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in the game. And Herr is going to try to onside kick, I'm sure. They're pointing right at J.P. Queen. Herr waiting for the signal, and it is an onside kick, and it's going to be recovered by Howe at the 50-yard line. Nice job, whoever that is. I'm waiting for him to get up so we can say good job, young man. And that, of course, is Ty Harvey.
Number 85, Ty Harvey, falls on the onside kick.
So Howe will start at the 50.
Bulldog ball.
2:44 on the clock. Needing to kill it. Needing to stay in bounds. That's the key there.
Stay in bounds. I was trying to keep an eye here on Brent Masters.
So 1st and 10, moving right to left with 2:44 left to go in the game. Handoff, left side. Tyler Grisham lowers his head, needs to go down, and finally does go down, but not before a 9-yard gain.
Picking up 9.
At the 41-yard line. Herr makes the stop, but I'm telling you what, there for a moment, Grisham had so many people on him that's the time where you see fumbles happen, when you don't go down and you don't go down. But in this situation, Grisham spun out of that last tackle and was able to pick up about 4 more yards after that moment.
He just kept him feet moving.
2nd down and 1. And quickly coming to the line of scrimmage is Brandon Wall and the rest of the offensive line. Handoff. And that's Matthews. He's met at the line. Might have enough for a first. Again, Muenster just trying to strip the football here. And that's going to be close to a first down. Very close. It's either going to be 3rd and inches or first down, and they're going to pull the chains. And I think they are going to pull the chains here. And we'll see. Boy, I tell you, this is this is very crucial to this football game. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining, and this link of the chain could be very important in the outcome. And Braswell says, I don't think so. And the officials say
3rd down.
Oh. And you talk about a credit card width. Or he says maybe 2 inches, maybe an inch, 2 inches. So, boy, here we go. You know, this is the kind of offense that should be able to gain an inch anytime it wants. Even with, quarterback sneak Brandon Wall. Cooper Aikens into the game because Masters is out. Being tended to over there by Ricky Ake on the near side in lane 1.
Lane 1.
Ty Harvey brings the play in. The clock is at 1:30, 1:29. Wall under center quickly. Everybody in the box. He's got a first down. First down, Howe, and that is huge. Huge. Isn't that the saying of the day? Huge.
Ethan Fleming made the stop. Fleming made the stop for Muenster.
Well, you're about to start seeing timeouts by Muenster. There is 1:10 on the clock.
I'm not real sure too many people's left the stadium tonight.
What a great game this has been, right down to the last minute. Elvington comes in on 1st and 10. We are now under a minute, and I'm shocked that timeouts have not already been called. Wall, handoff, left side, Grisham, 35, 30, another first down, and that one will seal the deal for the Howe Bulldogs. You would think, you hate to prematurely throw the dirt on the top, but the ball spotted at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. We're under 39 seconds.
That was a good run by Tyler. He's had several good runs tonight, good hard runs.
I cannot believe they're not calling timeouts here. I've never seen anything like it. It's less than a touchdown. Wall under center goes in victory formation and downs it with 12 seconds left to go in the game. And Howe, your Bulldogs have won on homecoming night 2016 on the official night of Kaylee Dwyer.
Kaylee Dwyer.
37-31, the Bulldogs finally do throw the final dirt on the pile of the burial ceremony of Muenster here tonight. And we will come back here in a moment with final touches. We'll have one last word from our sponsors. We'll come back and wrap it up and hear the school song and all of that good stuff. Back in a moment on HoweEnterprise.com. The final, 37-31, Howe Bulldogs.
You're invited to the one and only Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to decide. Come taste the difference at Buck Snort Barbecue. For complete store information, including menu, location, and hours, click on bucksnortbarbecue.com. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Buck Snort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is a proud supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
Well, the Bulldogs are lined up for the school song and the fight song, and we'll let you hear all of that on this homecoming night. Happy homecoming. Well, a great game tonight as the Bulldogs win and the victory light is on in downtown Howe. It was turned on by Jonathan Coleman tonight, who got to turn on the V, and it is on in downtown Howe. A great win by the Bulldogs, 37-31, the final here at Bulldog Stadium. A magnificent homecoming night. You couldn't get much better. The weather was good, maybe a little bit humid for the players, but a packed house on the near side here on the home side. It's not like years past where there's anybody standing on the rails. That's gone. Everybody's in the stands, and it's a big sea of stands on the near side, and they were packed tonight for homecoming. Again, it is officially Kaylee Dwyer night tonight as she, the drum major, cheerleader, and now the homecoming queen for 2016. I'd like to say thanks to the Honeckers who were in town. They came in from West Virginia. They listen every week from West Virginia. The grandparents of Bryce Honecker here tonight, and we thank them for listening, and got a good handshake just then from him. And we appreciate you listening, and we'll let you listen next week to us. We'll be in Quinlan for that great game, hopefully next week, as the Bulldogs now sit at 2-1. And guess what? The Bulldogs now over 500 for the decade, right?
Right.
For the first time in a long time. A matter of fact, for the first time since September 24th, 2012. It's been 4 years since the Dogs have been over 500 in a decade, and this is it tonight. What a night tonight, Michael.
They played a good, hard-fought ball game.
Let's go over the scoring drive recap for the game. Muenster took the ball first because Howe deferred, even though they won the toss. Muenster took it at their own 25-yard line, which resulted in a 2-yard touchdown by Parker McGrew. And Muenster led 7-0 with 8:04 left to go in the first quarter. Howe then took it at their own 30-yard line with 7:59 left to go in the first. And Howe scored on a 2-yard touchdown by Tyler Grisham. It took 2 minutes and 35 seconds off the clock to tie the game at 7, and it left 5:24 left in the first quarter. Muenster took the ball at their own 25-yard line with 5:24 left and kicked a 31-yard field goal by Bryce Herr, and that left 3:32 on the first quarter clock and gave Muenster the 10-7 lead. Howe took the ball after a great return by Ty Harvey at the Muenster 10-yard line. Only a 4-yard drive, however, it was capped off by a 23-yard field goal by Bryce Honecker. That tied the game 10-10 with a $1:38 left to go in the first. Muenster got the ball back, and that's when things finally changed in this football game. The Black Plague forced Muenster to punt for the first time this evening, and that resulted in a swing in the game because Howe got the ball back in their own 37 and scored again. They kept scoring. This one a 10-yard touchdown by Jaden Matthews, his 4th of the year, and that gave Howe the first lead of the night, 17-10, with 9:18 left to go in the second quarter. Muenster got the ball at their own 37. Identical set there. They also marched 63 yards, and it ended on a 21-yard touchdown by quarterback Blaine Jones to tie the game at 17 with 7:59 left to go before the half. Howe took the ball at their own 47-yard line with 7:53 left to go before the half, and ended up scoring on a 1-yard touchdown by Jaden Matthews, his 5th of the year, and that gave Howe the 24-17 lead, which they took to the half. In the second half, it was not offensive as much as it was defensive, but Howe started the first half at their own 40-yard line. Matthews had a huge run, which set up the Grisham 6-yard touchdown and gave Howe what seemed to be the insurmountable 31-17 lead with 10:44 early going on the third quarter. Muenster got the ball back, and the Black Plague turned them over on downs again. That gave Howe the ball back, however, deep at their own 9, and they ended up having to punt it back to Muenster, who took over in great shape at Howe's 33-yard line, but they again had the punt. Howe took it at their own 6 after a penalty with 6:08 left to go in the third, and again had to punt. Talking about defense, it was different in the second half than it was the first. Muenster started at the Howe 27-yard line with 4:17 left to go in the third, and another they actually scored a touchdown by Jones. The quarterback, Jones, scrambled for a touchdown. However, a flag brought it back, which set up another defensive stand by the Black Plague with 2:48 left to go in the third. Howe got the ball back at the 18-yard line and ended up punting again. Muenster took the ball at the 46. They turned it over on downs. Another Black Plague stand. In the fourth quarter, Howe got it at their own 25. Ended up punting it again. This time a pretty good punt by Brandon Wall. Muenster took it at their own 15 and ended up scoring on a 14-yard touchdown run by Parker McGrew. That took 4 minutes and 14 seconds for the drive and left 4:38 left to go in the game and cut the lead 31-24 with Howe in the lead there. Howe took the ball at their own 34 with 4:38 left and ended up with a 57-yard touchdown by Tyler Grisham. That's unofficial. It'll probably be different in the newspaper. But we'll call it 57-yard touchdown, which gave Howe a 37-24 advantage with 3:43 left to go in the game. Is it over? No. Muenster at their own 25-yard line with 3:35 on the clock ended up scoring with Parker McGrew's 65-yard touchdown, which brought us to 37-31 with 2:44 left to go in the game. Muenster tried an onside kick, tried stripping the ball, tried everything they could except calling timeouts when they had 2 left within a minute. So Howe takes home the 2 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock, kills it, and wins 37-31 on Homecoming 2016. What a night, and I'm worn out. Some scores to pass along from other areas is Muenster. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Gunner has fought back and now has beaten Whitesboro 27-17. What in the world happened over there?
Oh, man.
But it doesn't matter what's going on at Gunner. It doesn't matter about Whitesboro tonight. It doesn't even matter in Caddo Mills or Quinlan. What matters is Howe, Texas tonight, and it's homecoming, and it's the night of Kaylee Dwyer, our homecoming queen, 2016. Any final words, Michael?
No, that was a tremendous ball game by 2 very well matched, there's not a whole lot of difference other than the passing game in those 2 teams. Muenster's got a good program, Howe's got a good program, and Howe come out on top. So.
You know, you talk about Gunner, Bowie, and Muenster, and those are 3 really good football teams.
Right.
And the Howe Bulldogs are sitting 2-1 after those 3 games.
Right.
And another big one coming up next week with Quinlan Ford.
Yes, sir. That's going to be a good game there. That's that's just another step in the process to get to district and see how it goes.
There are no gimmies in the schedule in 2016.
No, sir.
Hey, for everyone who's been a part of this one, a great win for the Howe Bulldogs, 37-31 for Michael Mosier, for Stephen Braswell. I'm Monty Walker. So long, everybody, from Bulldog Stadium. Happy homecoming.
This has been a Grayson Publishing presentation. Howe Bulldogs football has been brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Carrie's Coffee Company, Douglas Propane, Buck Snort Barbecue, Abby's Restaurant, Attorney Micah Belden, and the Howe Athletic Booster Club.